Tony Chang Young, a legend of our club, to Neil Maynard, and to the unfortunate passing of David McIntosh. Thank you. We now hear the national anthem.
Just on 2 minutes.
No props.
sports broadcast is brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. Elgas, call 13 11 61, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Welcome everybody to the UTAS Stadium in Launceston. It's round one of the TSL for 2023. And Launceston are looking for 3 premierships in a row, and they start off their campaign this evening against their local rivals, North Launceston, at the beautiful UTAS Stadium. My co-commentators this evening, first of all to my left, Matthew McGee. G'day, Macca.
Yeah, good afternoon, or good evening by now, Foz. It's we've been here a while watching the other games, but I tell you what, I haven't come to a game here between these two great clubs with so much intrigue. We've got to go back to August 21 from when there's been an upset, and that was when North Launceston famously upset Launceston in one of the finals here. But since then, it's been all Launceston. Last year, they won the 3 encounters, and but we know it's been well documented that they've lost a lot of players in the off-season. That's what adds to the intrigue.
In the expert comments chair this evening, welcome Rob Soward.
Thanks very much, Dave. Thanks, Macca, and good evening to you both listeners. It's terrific, and like Macca said, Dave, intrigue is the word. I know I've ripped some of the remaining hair that I have out trying to come up with a tip, and I'm still sticking with the Northern Bombers, and I'm sure we'll hear more about some big changes for them shortly.
Yes, laid out for North Launceston, their coach Brad Cox-Goodger. Unfortunately, probably a calf injury we suspect. He's out, and on debut is number 20, Dominic Pitt. We'll get down now to Tony Webb, who's on the boundary. What are the conditions like down there, Tony?
Very beautiful, actually. She's a lovely evening here. Quite warm, actually, out on the ground. There's no breeze whatsoever. The ground's in very good condition considering all the rain that we had earlier this morning and late last night. Thunderstorms and everything. I think most of us got that. North Launceston won the toss, and they're kicking to the town end of the ground, which is towards the south, for those who aren't really sure where we are. Very intriguing game, as you guys have said. I probably would back North Launceston at this point simply because I don't know what any of these new players for Launceston are like. So it's hard to sort of say that, whereas North are more settled, used to their style of play. I think they might just come out on top on this one.
No worries, Tony. They're going for the Northern Bombers. We'll hear from him on the boundary during the evening. Macca.
Now, when you two boys up here came to the ground, I said, who's going to win? And you both tipped North. You started to sway a little bit now with Bradley Cox-Goodger out, but one thing I can tell you, Tony, and tell is a lot of these boys I have seen. I've seen them play a lot of football together at St Patrick's College. I think there's about 13 or so ex-St Patrick's College boys out there.
Talking about the Launceston team?
The Launceston team, sorry, yeah. So the ones that we don't know about. And they basically lost all but probably 2 of their backline from last year. But I can tell you about the debutants, Lunson, Josh Gillow, boys like that, Brodie Wiggins. These boys have come up through the Launceston Juniors. They've played football together at St Patrick's College. They played some Devils football at times as well. And one thing that they do, they are good at one-on-one footy. They can take marks. They know where each other run. And because of that, I can't back against a team that's still got Joby Harper, Brodie Polfram, and the best player in the competition, Jake Hines. Yeah, so it's a tough one to pick. And talking of those Launceston players, there's 11 that played in the D-League Grand Final last year that are playing tonight out here in round 1 TSL. I think, Rob, that's something that Foz mentioned about the D-League. A lot of those 11 players probably would have been playing seniors at most other clubs.
Yeah, that's a great observation you make, Macca. I know we touched about that before the game. They've been kept out by Launceston's star power.
Correct.
Now they've got their chance.
Yeah, they will run on top of the ground. You've got ex-Devils there in Isaac Hyde and Liam Jones. Really looking forward to seeing them from Launceston. Of course, Dylan Riley looks to be starting up the ground a little bit today. But North Launceston, of course, have Alex Lee, the premier player in the ruckman in the competition. And obviously Brandon Leary coming back. And coming back into their side after a great Devil season and doing a bit of pre-season at Hawthorn Football Club. And a massive congratulations. Jack Avent, he's in the middle there now, the number 15. It's his 200th senior game today. He's the 16th North Launceston player to reach that milestone. Great servant, 5-time premiership player, and he's been playing seniors since 2012. So congratulations, Jack. They formed a guard of honour for him when he entered the ground, and hopefully he enjoys an occasion here this evening. Really interesting. Sam Foley starts at full forward for Launceston, up against Connor Leaflang. Foley, the best player in the D-League last year. It's Alex Lee up against Groningen to get the 2023 season underway here at UTAS. There's that man, Avent, the 5-time premiership player. Gives it over to Bales, inside 50. Coming out at the ball there now is Pearce. The clean-shaven Pearce this year, Foz. Yep. Bit hard to recognise. Pulverman over his head. Simpson an excellent player, stoppage player for North Launceston. Looks back inboard, and they're going to settle here now. They take the ball at the bootlaces there of Jack Ahern. Ahern, a risky kick, but finds his teammate Declan Chugg in the middle of the ground. There's someone down. It's Avent. So this is not looking good for the 200 gamer. He's down on his knees. He's one of their inclusions from last season, Connor Young. Former premiership player himself, back at the club, looks up, goes long, can't find the teammate there in Theo Ives, starting at full forward. Umpire pings a free kick, and it's going to go into the back line there, and it's going to be a free kick to Bailey Gillow.
Gillow, short down to Palfreyman, off half back, he goes wider. Finds a teammate there in Isaac Hyatt, hands off to Schoenmaker. Long left foot down the wing, we'll see that a bit today. Contested mark there. That was Hubbard, who couldn't quite take the mark. Now it's off to Simpson, round the corner kick towards half forward. Which way will it bounce? Well, doing well there was Wiggins, who tried to take the ball with him. Handball now there from Josh Gillow towards Schoenmaker, who's taken the tackle. Yes, he took on the tackle, did Schoenmaker. So free kick North Launceston. Double team effort there. Kick inside 50 now. It's a poor one. And relief off half-back. Here they go now with a chain of handballs. Risky kick looking for Riley. Second grab takes it. He doesn't take it. Hits the deck. Trying to fly through there was Tyrrell. Now Palfreyman picks it up. Can't release the ball. And it's a frenetic start here. So a lot of hard tackling by both teams.
Yeah, good early pressure, Rob, from North Launceston.
Yeah, it is. And just an example there, Macca, of what you talked about, some of those St Pat's boys teaming together well, knowing each other's game.
They do. They'll play deep. Wiggins will play deep. He's a very good one-on-one. Reminds me of a very young Alex Rance type from your beloved Richmond Tigers. He's inside 50 now. North Launceston, there it is, one-on-one. Alex Rance-like, dare I say. Coming through there from Launceston is Campbell Atkins, the boy from Riverside High, one of the debutants.
Bombers, as you say, Mac, are very, very physical. They like the fact that this is a younger Launceston side and really looking to stamp their authority.
Well, North Launceston have pretty much kept all but a couple of their senior players in Bennett, one of the forwards, and obviously Nankervis, but they get Young back. So pretty much a team that they had previously, and they played a lot of footy together now. Riley gets the kick out, playing up the ground, as I mentioned, finds the veteran in Groenewegen. He takes and he goes. He gives by hands to Palfreyman. Look at the bloody, look at the I was going to say the brown tan, the tan on these boys over summer. Sorry, that was my fault. Inside 50 now. Hines sets, another one that's got that nice summer tan, and he takes the mark. He looked golden out there in the warm-up. That was the word I was trying to say, Fossil. Very apologies. Yeah. Hit the dump button. But it's Hines. He takes the mark. 65 goals last year in the season, including finals, Jake Hines. He looks fit. There was whispers that he might have been another one leaving this year, Launceston, but he's stuck around. He's got an assistant coaching role. He takes the mark 25 metres out. Directly in front, Jake Hines. To kick the first goal, Invermay Park end. Looks not great. He snuck it in. He has. Only just snuck it in left side. And well done there to Jake Hines. He's a terrific player forward.
I was watching that as it came in, Macca, and again, a classic example. A lot of pressure from the Bombers up this end. Probably could have kicked the goal. Goes up the other end. Hines beats two opponents, and that's where his smarts are going to be a real factor for Launceston tonight. Two defenders just completely outpointed them. So great start for him to the season, and probably their most valuable player.
Well, Rob, it was 4 inside 50s to 1, and that 1 inside 50s resulted in a goal.
Absolutely. So great reward for effort there for the Blues, and just the start they want.
Lee and Groenewegen going to go at it in the centre. Up they go. Lee wins the tap, wins it to advantage of Simpson, who can't take clean possession. Tackle there by Bailey Gillow. Lee, the ruckman, fights on now. Bales off the ground with the left foot towards half forward. Clean bowls knew it. Here's a chance now for Pearce. He's up against Tyrrell. That'll be a good match-up. Now to Schoenmaker. Leans back on a short kick. Kicks it straight to Simpson. He's had a lot of it early. Simpson centering kick. Right of the bootlaces there of Oscar Mansell, who couldn't quite take the mark. And it's 60 out from North Launceston's goal.
The delivery inside 50 is the thing that's letting them down. The minute you can see that, he should have hit him. There's no mistake for that.
So a couple of good runners tonight for Launceston. Blackberry and Seymour, Tony Webb tells us. So they're helping out their old team. There's a tackle laid there, caught high. The tackle from Simpson. And free kick going to Liam Canny, who's had a taste of senior footy in recent years, but will have a permanent spot this year, no doubt. Hits up Gillow. That's Bailey Gillow. 2 Gillow boys tonight. Josh making his debut from the back end of the centre circle. He kicks towards half forward. Players rise high. Gronewagen can't take the mark. Slippery ball. And we've got a high tackle. It's going to go North Launceston's way at half back. That's the weight. That's Mitchell there. Lockie Mitchell takes it. Handball now from Simpson. Tries to find Ahern. Back now to Simpson. Has to hurry the kick. Might turn it over. Met on the half volley there with North Launceston. Now Hyatt burrows away. Picks it up. Handball and hope finds Schoenmaker, who handballs straight away to a teammate under pressure. And the ball is a hot potato at the moment here at UTAS Stadium. We've been playing 5, nearly 6 minutes. It's Launceston 1 goal straight. North Launceston yet to score.
Of course, an interesting thing tonight, Rob, is that the coach of Launceston, Mitch Thorpe, isn't technically allowed to coach them tonight.
No.
He's under a 4-week suspension. He's here. He's allowed to sit in the box. He's not allowed to be out on the ground. He wasn't allowed to be in the rooms. I saw before the game, Launceston actually went out of the stadium and went to the picnic area next door and actually did their pre-game out there because Thorpe wasn't allowed in, and they had a nice little area as the ball goes forward for Launceston. Nice little area out there, and they did their pre-game out of the ground over on Invermay Road.
Yeah, it's one of those strange things in the rules, isn't it, as you say, Macca? I was going to predict before the game Brandon Leary lighting it up. Haven't seen much of him so far other than copping a bit of physical attention inside the 50 after the year pre-season he's had with Hawthorn.
Yeah, he did a bit of work there, and they were pretty impressed with it. They couldn't find a list spot for him. Liam Jones goes inside 50 on the left, tries to find Gronewagen, who's taken the ruck and now pushed forward. Good hands, but well done here from Hubbard, and Hubbard's away and finds Mitchell on half back. Sorry, it's Newitt. Newitt on half back.
Isaac Newitt at half back, summing up his options. He's going to go wide. He's got players out there if he can hit them. Risky. Spoil there comes from Cowley. Falls to Fletcher Bennett. Gets it towards the boundary line. Little look away handball, didn't hit the target. Lee Flang's over there. Back to Simpson. Gee, he's had some possession so far. As Ben Simpson finds his fellow veteran there in Alex Lee. Now Lee has an outlet play here in Harvey Griffiths. It doesn't quite get to him, but he keeps his feet to Griffiths. He's got it 60 out. He's got options inside, and he finds one. I think that might be Oscar Mansell there, the number 18. That gives me the thumbs up. So Oscar Mansell takes the mark, 40 out, slightly right of centre.
Tell you what, I don't know how Ben Simpson would feel that you've called him a veteran.
Yes.
What would he be, early 20s, I reckon.
First game at 16.
I was going to say, he's been around for a while. And just following up what I was saying before, so Scott Stevens is actually the coach of Launceston tonight. He'll be in the box, but he'll obviously have Mitch Thorpe probably on a walkie-talkie or mobile phone set up, I'd imagine.
Oscar Mansell to answer that first goal from Hines. In he comes, close to the man on the mark. No worries with the distance, no worries with the accuracy. First goal for North Launceston here at UTAS Stadium. They even it up, 1 goal straight, 6 apiece. 8 minutes into the first quarter.
It's one of those anomalies, like you say, Macca, in the rules, isn't it, where a coach is suspended. And it's an interesting, I suppose, for those that like the stats, an interesting one that neither coach, I guess, is directly involved per se. We had a late withdrawal with Cox Goodger, and obviously Mitch Thorpe not being allowed to coach from the sideline tonight.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas for your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Thanks for your support again for the sports broadcast for City Park Radio in 2023. Quickly, the hit out so far: 4 to North Launceston, 2 to Launceston. Inside 50s, 6 to the Bombers, 2 to the Blues. Here's Matthew McGee.
Good effort there from Oscar Mansell. Been dangerous early in that forward line, playing that small forward role. Avent gets a clearance, doesn't go far, up and over the top there. Not being able to take the mark, Launceston. That was through Connor McCormack, one of the debutants, also playing with his brother in Tiernan. We saw him last year as that backup ruckman. Goes forward now, here's Leary. Well smothered by Lunson on debut. Out and over the boundary line right in front of the commentary box. So Leary's getting some good attention here from the younger Hines, and that is Jaden Hines, who will really work him like a glove. Excellent matchup, actually. 2 really good young players here in Tasmanian footy. So ball up right in front of us here in the commentary box. Ball comes down, Lee palms it. Cowley overruns the footy. Can't take it. Good clash in the middle of the ground. Kenny, good hands. Cowley, good hands again. Repeat. Here's Pulfreman. Who can forget his grand final last season? Tremendous, I think, with 5 goals, Foz. North Launceston come forward there. Jack Ahern. Griffiths. One thing we did notice pre-season, Foz, was the size of these North Lonnie boys. They've been on the weights.
Strength and condition coach.
Unbelievable. We saw him here a couple of weeks ago as the ball goes out of bounds. Didn't we, though? We saw him here a couple of weeks ago against the Devils. And, of course, the Devils are young boys. But these North Lonnie boys, they bulked up, Rob Soward.
They look like they've been taking some instruction from Joe Weeder. I reckon they've been listening to some of Joe's
thought it might have been Rob Soward back in the health and fitness world days, in the big bench presses. Hopefully they haven't forgotten leg day. No. Ball comes down, Jones to Hines. Jaden Hines, here's Jack O'Neill, another debutant, will say that a bit tonight. Coming through was Bennett, one of the best players in the comp, has become off half-back. Cowley, little fumble, now comes through Sulzberger. He's a bit cleaner, good tackle, excellent tackle. Polferman gets the better of Sulzberger as he went to go on the left. Here it is now to Schoenmaker. This is the role he plays. Let's see what he can do. He wants to go wider. Foz wants him to go wider. He's ignored you, Foz. He's come this side and finds Hines. That's Jaden Hines. Hit up. Polferman been busy early. Co-captain this year with Joby Harper. Harper leads. Ignores. Looks to be playing a little bit more forward. Does Harper. So the traditional teams that we've seen, the positions that we've seen Mitch Thorpe have to use, they've had to change them around. One of the most improved players in the comp last year was Bailey Gillow, and he finds Groenewegen. Groenewegen snaps it in, another inside 50. Riley tries to take it, he can't. Nearly had enough of it, and the ball comes out North Launceston through Oscar Mansell. Mansell gives it across, taken there was Pearce. It's going to be downfield, and it's going to be a free kick to Theo Ives on half forward.
Big Theo Ives, right half forward. Played a fair bit in the seniors last year. Presents nicely up forward.
Yeah, he's a real try, this boy from Scotch Oakburn.
Absolutely. Left foot, centering kick, really good one, or didn't quite make the target. But that might be Newitt. Yes, it is. He hooks it, but there's absolutely nobody there except Jaden Hines. He should pick this up comfortably. He might be able to release it there to Atkins. No, he goes the other side, goes long to a 2-on-1 over there. The one does pretty well. It was Bailey Mitchell who knocked it out of bounds.
Probably wasn't his best option, was it? He comes this way and they're out.
So, in fact, there's a free kick there. It is. It's going to Ryan Tyrrell on the back flank.
It's been a little toe over the line, was it?
Groobs is nodding. So, Tyrrell. We haven't introduced Groobs. That was remiss of me in the frenetic pre-game, so we'll get to him in a minute as Hubbard takes it.
He likes to be seen and not
out of bounds. So Dave Gruber, our stats man, is back tonight, so welcome, Groobs.
Yeah.
And we've got Benny Donaldson on the camera as well, so it's good to have the team back here.
Best cameraman in the business.
Absolutely. That was my next thing. Yes.
Self-appointed.
As boundary throw in. Comes down now to the front of the contest. Polferman swings it high. Getting the handball there from Jack O'Neill. We've got a free kick to Groenewegen, right half forward. Over on the railway wing side of the ground. Beautiful conditions here tonight. The footy as Groenewegen now kicks it close to the boundary line inside 50. It's thumped away over the boundary. No, it stays in. So still a chance here. Jones kicks it in the pocket to Hines. Couldn't quite take the mark. Spills out of bounds near the behind post. 1 goal straight, 6 apiece. 13 and a half minutes gone here on City Park Radio, 103.7 and 96.5. Here's Macca McGee.
Well, we predicted an intriguing contest. We knew it was going to be tight, and it is. 13 and a half minutes gone here in the first quarter. Hubbard nearly taking good tackle. Jack O'Neill, son of the great Sticky O'Neill, who played some footy here at North Launceston, and Jack's a Launceston boy, came through the Prospect Hawks juniors. He's really improved his footy, Jack.
Kicked 5 in a practice game against Longford a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, he's a good mark, just like his dad, and just pops up when he needs to. This is different, though, a bit of senior footy for him. Umpire circles, looking for a free. 30 metres out from the goal, Invermaid Park end. That's Launceston's goal. And it's 1 goal apiece. 14 and a half minutes gone. You listen to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5. North Launceston get good hands from the clearance. They go over the top again. That one's taken there off half-back now by Ethan Hubbard. So Hubbard comes out, looks at the boundary. He goes too wide. That's out of bounds. And Tyrrell, one of the mainstays, didn't spend a little bit of time in Queensland, I think, Tyrrell, didn't he? Came back, had that big game where he kicked, he kicked 10 or 11, Foz?
Yep.
Kicked a double bag, I think, North Hobart. Oh, good mark. Nearly taken by Harper. Can't take it. Here's Jones. That's that new interpretation. Went to ground, taken high, but it's not a free kick anymore. Harvey Griffiths. Tyrrell sets over the top. Young. No, it's going to be a free kick to Tyrrell, shepherding off the ball. And it's going to be half-back Ryan Tyrrell.
Ryan Tyrrell. A few options ahead of him, including Harper, who's got a bit of space, but he decides to go longer. Deep into attack, Hines front position. Mark taken over the back there, though, by Bailey Mitchell, the number 37. So played a bit of senior footy last year. Bailey Mitchell, improved player in defence. Nice to Harvey Griffiths at half-back. Good foot skills. He looks for a player further forward. Dominic Pitt can't quite get across, but Mansell is there. Goal kicker. Short distance kick doesn't hit its target in Young. He taps it on the bounce. Now to Sulzberger. Releasing handball to Leary if he can pick it up. He does now. Gets on the left. Hooks it towards goal. It's a one-on-one here. And it's taken here by Pearce. He swings round on the right foot. Can't get full purchase. Lands in the goal square. Sprawl there from Atkins. He goes back again for a second effort as Atkins bottles it up. Umpire says ball it up right on the top of the goal square for Launceston, who are kicking towards the town end here at UTAS Stadium. Good work there, young Dominic Atkins on debut. Campbell Atkins, I beg your pardon. Get back from a second macro as Young wins a tap out. Oh, nearly a player caught with the ball. There's Connell McCormack. Gets a quick kick out, under pressure. Half back line, Gronewagen, busy early. Kick off the ground by Canny. Finds a teammate there in Foley. Further field now to Jones. The young guns combine. Jones does well to get round Leaf Lang. Short distance kick now to Riley, who takes the mark left half forward.
Riley playing a wing position. Goes inside 50. He's looking. He finds his teammate there. Good mark. Taken out in front by Jack O'Neill. Now, Jack, I believe, is a left footer. So he's going to be in against the boundary. But a nice mark. Good movement of the footy. Liam Jones, excellent.
Inside
on the wing.
Inside 50's evened up. Macca, it's 8 to North Launceston, 7 to Launceston.
What
now.
I was going to say was when North Lonnie are going forward, Rob, they actually look quite dangerous, don't they? And Lonnie was struggling a bit apart from that bit of open play there.
Yeah, they were, absolutely, and probably should have got rewarded.
Jack O'Neill on debut, left foot, stabbed at it, didn't even make the distance, goes across the line through Joby Harper's hands.
I was just about to say too, and it would have been the commentator's curse, I think the Northern Bombers' defence have worked really well together, but that time when they get isolated...
Yeah, it was a really nice toe poke, sort of little move back here by Sam Foley.
Yes.
Who I'm just really pleased is he'll get more senior footy this year, obviously. Was the best player in the D-League last year by far. He actually came in the side a couple of times, kicked 3 goals, I think, down in Hobart at one stage. Just couldn't get a spot in that grand final side being so strong. But he will cut it up here at senior level this year. Drop mark, North Launceston. Probably shouldn't have been Dominic Hay. Now he's put himself under pressure and it goes out of bounds. So really tight, 1-1-7 Launceston, North Launceston, 1 goal straight, 6. Just about to tick over the 18-minute mark. And here's the captain of the commentary team, back for his 11th season behind the microphone, Dave Moore.
Yes, and loving it here on City Park Radio. And we've got over 400 viewers on the YouTube stream now, so thanks for joining us. It's no AFL tonight, so tune into the TSL. Tell your family and friends we've got a big one here at UTAS Stadium. It's a really tight tussle in this first quarter, 80 minutes gone. Another ball up, left half forward here for Launceston.
400 of them realised that Ben Donaldson was on the camera and they thought we've got to get a look at this.
No doubt, no doubt.
He nods.
Up it goes. Harper in the ruck. He's doing a bit of rucking tonight. Now there's some holding there, and it goes against Harper to Alex Lee. He's looking pretty fit. He's had a few injury problems over the journey. He's got a lot of taping on, but he looks like he's had a really good pre-season, ready for another big one in 2023. Up here towards Oscar Mansell, really sticky hands there. In fact, chopping the arms. He's going to get the free kick.
Yeah, well done, Oscar Mansell. He looks fit too, just quietly.
Kicks inside 50, the lead here from Leary, who marks on his chest. What an impressive mark. He just had the leap at the critical moment just to give himself the advantage over Jaden Hines, and that's a tough mark to take.
He's the one, Rob, you probably just put him at the square 20 metres out and say clear it out, because he's an excitement machine, Leary.
Oh, absolutely, and you've summed him up perfectly, Macca. That's what I'd be doing if I was throwing the magnets around the board tonight.
Right in front of us here, the RACT stand. This is Brandon Leary. He's about 40 out, 10 metres in from the boundary. See how he goes with this. Brandon Leary, that never looked like missing. Second goal on the board to North Launceston. 2 goals straight, 12. Launceston 1-1-7. Impressive mark and finish by the very impressive Brandon Leary boys.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, as I said earlier on, he's an excitement machine, and he's got that ability just to do all sorts of things. Macca, you made a great point. Hines is a good matchup for him, but he showed them what he can do. But I'm with you. I'd be throwing that magnet in the goal square, emptying it out, and let him wreak his magic, because we've seen him get off the leash here before, haven't we?
Yeah, well, interesting at the moment. They're sort of trying to... Mansell, I reckon, is the other small forward that's probably getting away from them. And he's matched up at the moment by the first gamer there in Campbell Atkins. So centre ball up here at UTAS Stadium. Terrific conditions for this crosstown derby. Hines has gone into the midfield now. That's Jake Hines. Ball spits out on the far wing. North Launceston through hands. Comes forward now. Scrappy footy. Maybe a little bit of dew settling in. A little bit of rain early, or quite a bit of rain overnight and into the morning. How much, Foz? Give us that figure, please.
I think about 10 mil.
Yeah, 10 mil.
Not as much as probably we expected.
Okay, over-promised, under-delivered again, the weatherman. Here it swings wide now to Pulframan. He breaks the wing. He goes inside 50. Harper trying to play that key forward, hide at the base of the pack. It comes forward now, Launceston. Bailey Gillow look to turn on the left, can't get there. He's been caught high.
Yep. Tom McEntee right on the spot.
So Bailey Gillow took a great mark last year at Windsor Park, if I'm correct. Interesting, Harper, just one of those key forwards, isn't he, at the moment, Harper? Maybe swapping with Hines on ball. So just a different lineup, but they're still very competitive, this Launceston side. I've followed both of these teams over the pre-season on their social media. They have put the kilometres in. They've run hard. And they have to earn their spot down at Windsor Park to get a game. Gillow leans back and misses. Yeah, geez, they do some work. Like, same pre-season, you know, like it doesn't matter. Obviously a bit younger, but geez, they put the kilometres in. They've got to run their time trials and they do their sprints and they do their tackling and just, yeah.
Leaf Lang,
just a really professional outfit, both of these clubs.
Leaf Lang short to Bales from the back pocket. That lovely left foot is his. Gets 15 metres up the line, off the back. Here's a chance for Pearce against Jaden Hines. That's a good matchup. Hay is in there for North Launceston. Pearce, though, third effort. Picks it up. Takes his time. Kicks towards half forward. Connor Young takes it on his chest. Too far out to score. Wheels and goes. He had Declan Chuck running back. We went short to Jackie Avent. Off now towards Griffiths. Turns left foot. Spearing pass. Oh, off the hands there. No, it's taken on the second grab by Jaden Hines. But another opportunity there for North Launceston. That's their 10th inside 50 for the term, thanks to Dave Gruber. Hines out towards the wing looking for Foley. I think he might have overcooked it. Liam Jones comes on the ground, runs along the boundary line, but he can't get there either. And it's out of bounds.
Interestingly, I did notice in the pre-season predictions a lot of people had jumped off the northern clubs and all onto Clarence. So that work they've done, Macca, that work they've done certainly helped them.
Yeah, we might have a look at those games if we get a chance later on. But a couple of results down in Hobart today with Kingborough and also Clarence winning down south.
Give them now, Mac. Clarence 13-11-89, defeated Lauderdale 7-5-47 by 42. And the Tigers 10-14-74 defeated North Hobart 4-5-29 by 45.
Yeah, so they're definitely going to be a couple of really strong clubs down there. But they've still got to travel up the highway and play here. And the more these young fellas play together, the better they will be. Lee, beautiful tap over the back. It only goes as far as Pulframan. He's had a lot of it early. Here's Chug. Foley takes him in the tackle. Comes over the back to Leaf Lang. Nice hands. Inside 50 now. North Launceston through Mitchell. They set it. Oh! What a fly, Theo Ives! Well, a contender for Mark of the Year in round one. He got up, the boy did, Theo Ives, a strong body, and he leapt and he kept going. Welcome to senior footy, young Wiggo, Brodie Wiggins. You're now on a poster. What a grab, the big Theo.
Terrific grab, and as you've said, he got better last year. He was a real workmanlike performance from Ives, but that's a fantastic mark too.
Played as sort of an undersized or under-height ruckman during his junior days in school footy. But we saw him play full forward here the other week against the Devils and did a pretty good job. Let's finish it off with a goal now. Theo Ives loves it. Good goal, good mark. Really good contest here at UTAS Stadium. And Theo Ives takes North Launceston to 3-goal straight 18. Launceston at 1-2-8, 25 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Certainly held in very high regard here. I did think I saw something during the week or heard that he's part of their leadership group. Grandson of Don Ives, the tremendous musician.
Okay, you'll have to tell me more, Rob.
Don't know how much football Don played, but I'll tell you what, he's one of Tasmania's best musicians.
What are we talking?
Jazz festival type stuff, Macca.
As in like singer or like playing the trumpet or something like that? You can remember?
Any instrument, mate.
Any instrument.
Yeah. My music teacher, he was a music teacher but not a magician, so
there
I was
you go.
no good.
See, we're like the entertainment network here at City Park. We'll bring you everything.
3 goals straight, 18. North Launceston, 1-2-8, errant bounce. I'll tell you what, the midfield battles, North Launceston are really holding their own there, Macca, so far.
Well, it's through pressure, I think, Dave. I think, your Pulframans and that are getting enough of the footy, but it's just every time they get it, there's a North Launceston player right in their face.
Here's a free kick now, out of the middle. That's Avent, kicks towards half forward. Over the back, sport there by Wiggins. Falls now to Josh Gillow, gets it to Schoenmaker, has to retreat. Long left foot's not a bad one. Gee, he's hit Gillow there beautifully as Schoenmaker.
How's
that for a kick?
That's the weapon.
Bailey Gillow didn't have to break stride, and he's got it now at half back. He's looking inside. So he might go the safe option. He goes down the line here looking for a target in Harper. Sport from behind. Here's Palfreyman. Quick kick forward, get territory. And he goes as far as Mitchell. He sends it now to Declan Chugg, who might fumble that one a bit, but he's paid the mark. Declan Chugg, another one is part of the leadership group. He has to play on now. Kick under pressure slightly. Half forward. There's Dominic Pitt, the debutant. He's got it. Tried to go for the high tackle there, but no prior. Ball up. Umpires today, Tom McEntee, Brad Percy and Nick Merritt-Smith.
What were the clearances there for Dave Gruber?
Yeah, clearances, we've got 7 to North Launceston, 8 to Launceston. So pretty
it is pretty even.
And here's another one to Launceston. Grubbs writes it down. Long kick out by Foley. Bouncing ball. Bit of a chaos ball. Half back. Leaflang does well to get it to Bennett. As the siren rings for quarter time. A low scoring but entertaining first stanza here at UTAS Stadium. It's North Launceston 3 goals straight, 18, leading the Blues 1 goal, 2-8. That quarter going 26 minutes and 39 seconds. Goal kickers, Macca.
Yeah, for North Launceston, Leary, Ives and Mansell, one apiece, and Jake Hines has the one for Launceston.
Some quick thoughts, Rob, before we go for some messages from City Park Radio.
Yeah, you get the impression, obviously, first game of the season, both sides really feeling each other out, but I feel in watching that, North probably should be further in front. They did miss a couple of really, really good opportunities. That said, this Launceston side's going to get better, Dave, the more time they spend together. So great start. What we'd expect from these two long-term town rivals.
Absolutely, and it's going to be a really close contest. It's going to go down to the wire because, as Rob said, they're really closely matched, these two teams. We'll take a short break here on City Park Radio. When we come back, we'll look at Grubbs' stats and we'll get some more analysis of the first quarter action. Back in a moment.
Play your cards right this winter with new LPG deals from Elgas. Whether you're moving in or you're settled in, make the switch online today. From LPG account credits, fixed pricing and carbon offset options, Elgas has got you covered. Don't lose out this winter. Visit the website, choose your new deal and sign up today. Go online, www.elgas.com.au. Elgas, local, safe and reliable.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
What you hear on community radio is governed by the Community Broadcasting Codes of Practice. The Codes of Practice cover matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, including local content, news, current affairs, Australian music content, programs for children, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting to the community. They also cover aspects such as community access and participation in the operation of this service. Copies of the codes are available from the Community Broadcasting Association website, www.cbaa.org.au.
Hop to it and get cracking. Easter Unleashed. The season of sweet indulgence is hopping ever closer and closer, and your Launceston tea shop is ready for Easter to be unleashed. My hens have been laying the most decadent clutches of very scrumptious assorted chocolate teas. So now it's time for your hunt to begin. Hop on in and start exploring our range today. The Tea Shop, 101 George Street, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
You're listening to great TSL action, Tasmanian State League football, on City Park Radio.
Here with Dave Moore, Matthew McGee, Rob Soward, Tony Webb on the boundary and Dave Gruber on stats here for our coverage of round one of the TSL. And at quarter time, it's 3 goals straight, 18 North Launceston. Launceston 1 goal straight, 6. We've got the music happening in the background, which is a good little effect we don't usually have here at UTAS Stadium games. The stats for Dave Gruber at quarter time: hit outs, North Launceston 13-5, so we expected Alex Lee to dominate in that area, and he is at the moment. Clearances 9 to Launceston, 7 to North Launceston. Inside 50s, the Bombers 13 to the Blues 8. Marks inside 50, 3 to the Bombers, 2 to the Blues. And free kicks are pretty even, 8 to Launceston, 6 to North Launceston. So what's impressed you? Obviously North Launceston 11 points in front. What's impressed you about them to quarter time, Rob Sowett?
Oh, look, I think their pressure, they're quite relentless in going forward, and their physicality, which I think Macca touched on earlier, they're really throwing themselves in there. The clearances that we mentioned obviously look pretty even on paper, but I reckon North have looked better going out of the middle.
I think they've been able to take yards. Once they get the clearance, they've been able to run. Like we've seen 2 clearances from Avent. He gets it and able to run 10 or 15 metres, whereas you watch Launceston's clearances and they're just hack-kicking it forward. Yeah. So they're getting a clearance, but it's not as clear a clearance as what North Launceston are being able to do and take yards and run and go. And that's why they've had 13 inside 50s to 8.
And they look a lot more dangerous when they go forward North too, don't they? The Bombers defenders, other than a couple of instances where they've been isolated, they've defended as a unit. I know they like to free Fletcher Bennett up to try and make him that, the Jake Lever type, defender. But,
well, in the past seasons, and it's been built on Launceston, is they've been able to throw anyone through the middle. Yes. They've had 4 lots of on-ballers that they could throw through there. Tonight, you see Hines having to swap with Harper. You've seen, you've got some young blokes in there as well. And obviously Alex Lee, the ruckman for North Launceston, makes it hard for those on-ballers for Launceston. But they just haven't been able to flow through there. I think they're obviously still in the game. There's no doubt about that when you've got those players. Riley up the ground a little bit on that wing. A really good contest there at the moment. Thanks to Darren Lovell and Damien Donnelly from the Launceston Stats Department. Palfreyman 10 possessions, all kicks in that first quarter. Tyrrell 7, Bailey Gillow 7, Ari Schoenmaker 6. And I've just seen they often track a player from the opposition. Which I'm not sure they're doing today. But they're the main possession getters for. And Palfreyman, he's a possession getter, isn't he? And he's one of the key players in their engine room.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's just someone who gets better every year. He prepares himself very, very well. But he's going to be critical tonight, picking up that point Macca made, given that depth isn't necessarily there in the middle. The other thing I've noticed, guys, and I'm interested in your thoughts, the way Launceston could set up a cross half back with guys like the Alec Wrights, a 6'4" guy, in the old money, just key position build, just the way he would set up. They're really missing him tonight.
Oh, look, it's a completely new team. And the one good thing Launceston have been able to do over the years, even though they've had that golden era, is give these boys a bit of a taste of senior footy. North have always been able to do it through their coaches. They've always had those next lot have already been given a chance to play. And look, Launceston have done the same thing over the years as well. But with all these debutants tonight, I reckon that's the most debutants they've had for a decade at least, without even knowing. But Fozzle.
No worries. We've got Tony, who's been down at the North Launceston huddle, and they've just broken up. We'll get down to you, Tony.
Yeah, it's very calm down here. Brett just gave a very good talk. He's really pleased with the way they've been going into attack. But he just wants them to try and get in there a bit quicker because he feels that the Launceston defence are a little bit slow. So he really wants them to really put the accelerator on and just get in there as quick as they can. He wants to use Alex Lee coming out of defence a bit more because Groeneweghen's sort of doing a little bit of ruck work up back and then Harper's taken over. He feels that Alex Lee will be a bit more free and he wants them to play a bit through there to retain the shape going forward when he feels they're looking pretty good.
Fantastic. Tony, no injury concerns that you can see?
No, none at all. There was that knock on Jack Event earlier in the quarter, but he's okay. There's no dramas there.
No problem. Thanks, Tony Webb. Just about to get underway. Just repeating the score. It's North Launceston 3 goals straight, 18. Launceston 1-2-8 in the D League earlier. It was a big win to North Launceston, and they also won the under-18s as well. So they've won a fair few games today, and it was Launceston and the under-17 girls, I might point out. They won by 5 goals, and in the under-16 boys, it was North Lonnie by 5 goals. Second quarter action here at City Park Radio is Matthew McGee.
Second quarter, Launceston trail by 10, North Launceston 3 straight. Alex Lee gets his own ball from the clearance. Here's Declan Chugg off the wing. Hits the ball pretty hard. Moved up the ground this year, played a bit of deep defence and deep forward last year on the wing. He's a terrific runner. Ball shoots around on the railway wing. It's now sat on. Umpire circles. and says, I'll have it again. The ball is still on the centre on the logos here, the AFL. Of course, Hawthorn played here last week. Good win against the Kangaroos. And also, I think they're back maybe next week or the week after. No, next week's in Adelaide, the week after that. Hawthorn are back here against Adelaide Crows. So, very young side, the Hawks as well, Rob Soward.
Yeah, they are, and some good signs, some green shoots, Macca.
Oh, Brendan Bolton, green shoots. Boundary throw in. Just forward of centre wing, going North Launceston end of the ground. Alex Lee. Ball's taken down. Avent again, first touch. He's done that a little bit tonight. Connor Young. Interesting, Foz. You thought that he might have been one that sort of in the paper was named forward. You thought, Connor Young's never going to play forward. And he is. And he's a good target at the moment.
Chatted to him as he entered the ground today. He said, yep, I'm playing at half forward, so good. I mean, he's better known as a backman in his career at North Launceston, but I'm not sure where he played with the Scottsdale Magpies, but maybe he played a bit forward there in that time. As it's off the ground here. Comes with Liam Jones, who's spent it by a beautiful little spin by Liam Jones. Then he gets around an opponent. Great play. Off now to Bailey Gillow. Darts away. He's got a target inside 50. Dylan Riley, who might have been met with front on contact, was shepherded out of it. He was. And right in front of goal, 25, 30 metres out, Dylan Riley. He could almost back this one.
Yeah, it was good vision, Liam Jones. Let's not forget, Liam Jones was one of the premier on-baller half-forwards in the NAB League last year. Yeah. He averaged nearly 30 touches, had a really good season. Unfortunately, missed out on the draft, but he had great vision there. And I was about to say, geez, Lockie Mitchell did a good job. He come off his opponent to make it a 2-on-1, Rob, and just gave the free kick away to the evergreen Dylan Riley.
Riley right in front, kicks for goal. Umpire works a little bit, but I think it's through. It is. Goal to Dylan Riley, and the Blues edge closer, 2-2-14. They trail North Launceston 3 goals straight, 2.5 minutes into the first quarter. Rob Soward.
It was a really good example, as I noted earlier, the way the North unit defend as a unit. Just something very quickly I want to touch on. You mentioned Jack Avent's milestone game. When you look through the list of players, it's amazing to play 200 games in anything, but some of the names on this list, and we're not going to have time to go through them all. Todd Spearman, Brad Cox-Goodger, Charlie Thompson, all generations, Percy Buck Snowball, best pies ever out of the bakery here at Infirmay, and right at the top of the list there, Neil, the Pearl Maynard.
Yeah, rest in peace, the Pearl. He was remembered here before the game today. Here's Simpson, takes the ball, gives it to Alex Lee, long, deep, inside 50, Theo Ives against Wiggins. Wiggins has given away the free kick, play on advantage.
Ooh.
He misses. So he's causing a handful down there at the moment, Theo Ives. Wiggins is a big boy, a big lad for a 19-year-old. Theo Ives is causing some headaches. They get the ball out quick now. Josh Gillow over to Shellmaker. Here's the left shoe. It's not too bad. Oh, it's a good up and under mark there. Well done there for Jack O'Neill. He gives it now to Canny. Inside 50, Riley. Hit hard, goes through on the deck. Here's Sam Foley on the left. Going deep, Jake Hines. And it goes out of bounds, left forward pocket. Yeah, you go back to that list. I remember as a kid growing up watching, Steen Kremer-Scoth in there, and we've seen Alan O'Sign through our time. Dale Chugg, of course. Kimmy Marsh. Jesus, some good names there on that 200 list.
It just highlights what a fantastic achievement it is for Jack Avent. His resume with what he's won, the media release we've got is about 3 pages, and page and a half's full of his achievements.
We'll hear from Zane Littlejohn at halftime. He'll give us a bit of his thoughts on Jackie Avent. Of course, Zane's moved on to coach Box Hill this year, the Hawks, so we'll get a bit of a word on them as well. Here's Simpson under pressure in the goal square, coming through North Launceston under pressure here at the moment. Oh, spin in the tackle, looking for the free kick there was Kenny, didn't get it. It's a snap over from Pulfreman. I gave Pulfreman 2 extra in the grand final. I thought he kicked 5. He kicked 3, all in the last quarter. They were brilliant, Pulfreman, in the wet conditions. I watched a little bit of that replay today, and goodness gracious, it was wet that day here on UTAS Stadium. Oh, it's a dodgy kick out, and it goes to Canny.
Bad mistake.
It's a dodgy kick out, and Canny takes it.
They've lifted the Blues, Macca.
Yeah, they have. Look, they're a proud club, and sometimes it just takes that sort of that time out, that quarter time out, reassess. Mitch Thorpe up in the box, gives the instructions to Scotty Stevens. They get together. They might just give him a bit of a rev.
Yeah, and the Bombers were pretty relentless early with that pressure. You've got to maintain that, don't you?
Here's Canny. So Liam Canny from 40 out. He leans back and misses. Liam's actually been up in the Northern Territory playing a bit of footy, Rob.
Yeah, you did mention that before the game.
Yeah, I believe he went up there and sort of got found that he probably was worth too many points on their point schedule and had to play a bit of twos footy because otherwise they were going to be over those points. Declan Chugg steps inside, goes long down the line. It's going to go close to the line in front of Pearce and takes it on centre wing. Yeah, went up there, played some senior footy, and then just because of the player points thing, because he played some senior footy down here previous, he was probably too many points, and I think he was pretty well paid to play in the twos up there. What a great summer up in the Northern Territory
League. Would have
League.
enjoyed that, I reckon, and I've seen some of those twos footballers. He'd run them around, that's for sure.
It's North Launceston by 3 points, and here's the captain of the commentary team, Dave Moore.
City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5, and via the YouTube live stream this evening. Tasmanian State League. Players dive on the ball. Umpire lets it go a fair bit. And just as Sulzberger emerges, umpire blows the whistle for a ball up. Centre wing. Beautiful conditions here tonight at this time of year. Conditions for footy under the lights here at UTAS Stadium. As Event is tackled to the ground. Foley's in there, he's bowled over. Picking up nicely once again there was Hyatt. Gets it to Harper, who's been fairly quiet so far. Picking up the ball is Lee. And Lee is tackled to a standstill. It'll be a ball up. Slightly an attack for Launceston. They kicked the only goal of this quarter to narrow that margin. Missed a few other opportunities as well. Hubbard tries to keep it off the ground. He misses it. Riley escapes the tackle. Dangerous. Beautiful little kick to half forward to Canny. Now Canny almost could have got the handball to Harper there, but he waited just a bit long. Now he has to play on. Kick to the goal square. Can anyone take a mark? Hines went a bit early at the fall. Chance there. Couldn't quite pick it up was Riley. Hot potato footy. And it's going to be a ball up, says umpire Tom McEntee. About 15 out from the goal. The Blues have done most of the attacking this quarter. We've had 3 inside 50s to just the 1 for North Launceston. Up it goes. Lee with a tap. Falls. Player spun in a tackle. Did release it. Leaf Lang picks it up. And he's tackled about 20 out from goal. So they're holding on here. North Launceston.
The push in the back thing seems to have gone out of the game there, doesn't it? I've just seen 2 examples there where players have just fallen on other players and no free kick.
Yep. It's Gronawagon. Does his own roving there. Gets it to Hines. Quick snap. Jake Hines is a behind. So they've missed another one there, Launceston. 2-5-17. North Launceston 3-1-19. We've been playing 8 minutes.
It's all been in their 50 so far, the Blues. Just got to capitalise now. North Launceston get a better kick out this time, finds Event. Jackie Event hit up, looks for Sulzberger, he turns, gets a bit of space. It's taken there by North Launceston, they're going to be tackled. And they just haven't been able to get a clearance. It could be a repeat 50 again here for the Blues.
Harper seems to be playing the ruck, Macca.
Yeah, well, we've seen that, haven't we? We've seen him do that. Him and Gronawagen look to be probably the switch at this stage. Yeah, we've seen him do that backup ruckman. I don't know if that's something he'd really like to do later on in his career, but he's doing it for the team. We talk about resumes. He's got one of the best in the league. Oh, it's a good tackle there. It's a really good tackle by Sam Foley. He didn't get rewarded. There was a 360, nearly a 720 spin, and he wasn't rewarded. The ball goes out of bounds in front of the railway wing.
They've absorbed the pressure, though, the Bombers, haven't they? You know, like Launceston's certainly come out, throw the kitchen sink at them.
Boundary throw in. Harper again with Lee. 2 terrific players of TSL football in this latest era. Lee just palms it down beautifully to Avent. His first touch again. Sulzberger, hands. Not taking in the kick there. Isaac Hyde is clean. He picks it up. He goes neat left foot looking for Riley. It goes out of bounds. Another inside 50 for Dave Gruber. Give them to me, please, Dave Moore.
Yeah, 4 to Launceston, 1 to North Launceston in this quarter. So they're well on top in that stat. And hit outs. North Launceston 11-2 this quarter.
Yeah,
a lot of stoppages.
Little palm downs. And Harper's doing his best body on body. It's going to be Gronawagen at this stage, though, inside 50. Harper sits out, forming that wall. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to go to Gronawagen, I think. Oh, there it is. And it's going to be a free kick to Gronawagen against Lee. I've always said, Rob, and I've never had to worry about it being a ruckman, but those free kicks they give to those ruck, you just never know. They ping them out on those boundary throw-ins, what you're allowed to do, what you're not.
Yeah, Alex looked like he sort of stumbled a bit. I didn't sort of think there was much in that, but anyway.
Gronawagen is going to break the 50 towards the city end of the ground. Not a lot of wind. Sits it up. It's looking long. It's looking deep. It's looking real good. And the veteran ruckman, Joe Gronawagen, kicks the goal, and that's Launceston's second, and they're 2-5-17. Sorry, 3-5-23 now as the scoreboard updates. North Launceston 3-1-19. So it's Launceston by 4 points.
We could probably argue that the Blues were rewarded for effort there. Repeat entries, that just creates pressure and opportunity. But Alex Lee probably a little unlucky then, but as you've said, Mac, dominant ruckman on the ground at the moment. Launceston's, it's all going their way at the moment. The Bombers have got to regroup and get some of that, energy they had early on, because it certainly hasn't been evident this quarter, has it?
2-0 in this quarter, the Blues way, and they've taken the lead. They led by 11 points at quarter time. They now trail by 4 points. Bounce not great, just stays inside the circle, so the umpire lets it go. Tap from Lee comes to Kenny, but he coughs it up now to Griffiths. Hands it off to Sulzberger. Attacking foray here for the Northern Bombers. Deep forward. Nice ball there from Wiggins. Towards the boundary line to Pearce, who can't quite pick it up. And it'll be a boundary throw-in. 20 metres around from the Bombers' goal. They just need one to steady here. The Blues have really taken control of the game in this second quarter. In the first 11 and a half minutes. Boundary throw in. Nobody goes for the contest. Knocked away by Wiggins. Tackled from Sulzberger. Kicked by Ives towards goals. Connor Young can't take it, but the crumbs are taken by Nathan Pearce. And he goes straight into goal and slams it through. And the Bombers are now back in front. 4-1-25. They lead North Launceston 3-5-23. A classic roving goal there, Rob Soward.
Yeah, it was. And Nathan Pearce is a very, very smart, experienced operator. We know did some great things down at Hillwood before he came here to UTAS Stadium, and just a really, really smart goal. He's a guy you can't give that sort of space to. I mean, no one else was in the picture, were they?
Play some good footy here, especially those night games where there might be a bit of dew. 25 goals he kicked last year, did Nathan Pearce, and without Bennett here now, he kicked 33, and Bradley Cox-Goodyear, he's their leading goal kicker on the ground from last season.
Slight injury concern, boys. Ryan Tyrrell has come off the ground. He's not moving real well, so I'll get Tony onto that one. He's just hobbling along the boundary line.
Alex Lee with a big punch, this time over Gronewegan, goes to space. There's Kenny, been pretty lively as Liam Kenny this quarter. Pressure on him now, though. Harvey Griffiths burrows in. Those flowing blonde locks. It spits out their way, North Launceston. He goes again there, does North Launceston. That time it's through the late in Dominic Pitt. Here's Pearce again, goes low. Hines there, that's Jaden Hines. Here comes out Jackie Avett, 200th to goal! Jackie Avett. They come from everywhere in his 200th. Such is the respect of the man, and he picked it up clean, and he snapped it to Jackie Avett.
Yeah, I'm not going to chop into what Wombat Littlejohn will say at half-time, but very impressive resume, multi-premiership player, and just gets himself to all the right spots, doesn't he? I know Macca has always been a favourite of yours. Just works hard, does the real hard in and under things.
We saw him come in as he's played some back pocket, small defender role, and then he went into that midfield and just kept racking up the footy.
3 inside 50s for 2 goals this quarter for North Launceston. Just as the game was slipping away from them, they're now back in front by 8 points. It's hard to pick a winner in this game, as we said right from the outset.
Intriguing, I think is what we said.
Absolutely. It's 2 very evenly matched teams. Back in the middle, up it goes. Lee wins the tap. Out here towards Griffiths. Hines now in the middle. And a bit of grunt. So is Harper, the big guns. Towards half forward, Riley, another big gun. Waits down, he gets the ball. He can't quite pick it up. He's worried out of it now. Fletcher Bennett gets the short hands. Shark by Gillow. Oh, beautiful little blind turn, Bailey Gillow. And then the delivery to Hines, who can't quite take the mark. Gee, that would have finished off a brilliant passage of play. Now North Lonnie under pressure. O'Neill, hands to Harper. This might bounce through. Harper for goal. No, there's a free kick. It's a holding free kick. It's going to come back to the debutant, Deegan Madden. The boy from Longford, Kings Meadows High School, making his debut. A chance to kick his first goal in TSL footy. He's slightly right of centre, about 12 metres out. There's a bit of afters, boys.
Interesting there, Liam Jones telling Connor Lee, playing one of his best mates at school last year, that maybe defensive deep effort wasn't great.
Deegan Madden, he's impressive a few weeks ago against Longford in a practice game. Chance for his first goal, and he's got it. First goal, TSL footy. Well done, Deegan Madden. And that narrows the margin back to 2 points. 4-5-29, Launceston, North Launceston, 5-1-31. We'll get straight down to Tony, who's got an injury report.
Not a lot to say. He hobbled off. This is Ryan Tyrrell. Favouring his left leg. He's now taking the boot off now, restrapping it. Yeah, it's not going down to the rooms or anything like that, so I reckon they're just going to straight up, see how it goes once the league's been strengthened a bit, and play on.
No, raise Tony.
It's free kick, I think it's going. Oh no, they're all running back. But he's a good size, this Deegan Madden.
Yep.
The boy from Longford. And because I know Connor Leaflang's a good size, and he matches up well with him. Playing deep forward now from the square is Deegan Madden. So Alex Lee, let's see what he does in the ruck. He punched it forward there before, and the old Clark Keating back in the Brisbane Lion days, just clear it as far as you can, and it worked. They got a goal. Let's see what he can do now. Groenewegen responds. So Lee, not a great bounce. It's going to help. He takes the ball. Now he's caught. Umpire probably needed to rebounce because it was right on the line.
Yep.
And put Alex Lee under pressure.
I reckon Bailey Gillow a moment ago had been watching the Marlon Pickett highlights from the 2019 Grand Final with that blind tip.
Gracious me, Richmond. Richmond just in the afterthought now is the Richmond Premiership drops out, I believe. Next year is happening.
It's in the rearview mirror, isn't it?
Yeah, my word. Here's Declan Chugg, nice left foot. Jaden Hines on Pearce. Here's Leary. Always looks sharp and dangerous. Polframan, probably his first touch for the quarter. Snaps it across, looking for Harper. Or might have been a barrel there, a tunnel there, but he gets away with it. Does Harper? He comes down and gets the receive. There's a couple of afters there, Rob.
Yeah.
Here's Hines. Coming through was Madden at the bottom of the pack. Good goal, good rove. And well done, Tiernan McCormack. Well, you wouldn't see Tiernan doing too much roving. He's a big body. And he just hit that at pack, and the Fletcher Bennett's gone down, but it was an excellent goal and well roved. Was Tiernan McCormack. Well, that's a bonus. He normally plays as that backup ruck. He's a big unit, is Tiernan.
The viewers would be thinking at the moment, gentlemen, the viewers would be thinking this is like a wrestling match. The minute it goes one way, it swings the other, then it goes back the other way. So
it's really exciting,
fantastic.
though, Dave. To be honest, it's exciting to watch the kids with the veterans.
And play with confidence. Tiernan McCormack, he hit that beautifully.
Yeah, geez, it was just there. The pack just went. Fletcher Bennett no good at the moment either. He's groggy inside 50, so they're a defender short.
He might be coming off here, Fletcher Bennett, for the moment. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas for your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Out of the middle. Here's Jack Avent. Kicked the goal earlier. He approaches 50. He launches to the goal square. Will it carry the pack? It does, but the wrong side of the post. One behind to Jack Avent and North Launceston. That's their second behind. 5-2-32. They trail Launceston 5-5-35. She's been a good quarter of footy, boys. It's been really end-to-end stuff.
So there's still one short here, the Bombers, if Launceston can get it up. And here's the spare. Jack O'Neill stands up in the tackle. Good pressure there over the back from the North Launceston defender. In Chugg.
Get Tony on that injury. It looks to me like a shoulder, maybe even a sternum.
He was groggy, mate.
Yeah.
He copped it in that massive... Deegan Madden come from one way, and I don't know who came the other way, but it was a big contest.
So Tyrrell and Bennett off the ground at the moment. Two real key defenders for the respective sides. Boundary throw in. Front position Lee. Gets the tap to Simpson. Can't quite rein it in. Foley doing well. Gets a kick under pressure. Close to the boundary line. Players fall over. Who keeps their feet? Hines does. Oh, gee, well done there. That was Jacob Kerr. Gets it to Leaflang. To Bailey Mitchell with a hot handball. He's under pressure now against three. Does all right, Bailey Mitchell. Made it a contest. Players diving in left, right and centre. Comes out the back to Simpson, who tries to barge his way through. And he gets the high tackle. Well played there by Ben Simpson. Relieves the pressure for North Launceston from half-back.
Yeah, they need it. Just under pressure there with that defender off the field. Here's Griffiths. One of those boys that we've said's bulked up over summer. He runs and he goes. Does Harvey Griffiths, the former Launceston player now at North. Comes inside. That's clean. That's really clean. He comes around there now. Does Pearce. He's causing a few headaches. He finds Avent. He's gone backwards a couple, and Avent now takes the mark in the centre square. Nathan Pearce, great quarter. Goes by hand, not great. He wasn't quite ready for it there. Was the North Launceston player running past in Hubbard. He now goes inside 50. Well taken, Kai Lunston. Gets the kick out, but it's only going to go as far as his ex-St Pat's mate in Connor Leaflang. He pumps it back in forward and looks for Pearce. Over the top, Launceston can't get much going there through Campbell Atkins as the captain wants to speak. Yes, Dave Moore.
Tony Webb on the boundary.
Yeah, Fletcher Bennett's okay. He just got hit a little bit flush. Just catching his breath now, just having a seat. He should be okay, I reckon.
Okay, no concussion tests or anything, Tone?
No, the train's just sitting there beside him talking to him, so no
Okay,
issues
not at this stage, no worries. Got to be careful with those things these days. Did come up looking groggy. It's going to be another boundary throw in here, a repeat. North Launceston trail by 3 points. Launceston 5-5-35. North Launceston 5-2-32. 20 minutes gone here on City Park Radio. Second quarter of TSL season opener.
From the back, Vent handballs to the running Bales, who gets knocked off it there by, I think that was that Lunson? Might have been, I think that was Gillow, it was, number 18. Anyway, the ball now on the wing. Paul Freeman tries to kick it off the ground. He does a second time. Up towards half forward to Riley. He can't quite rein it in. Good work there by Newitt. Gets it to Bailey Mitchell. He's dispossessed. Free ball now. Atkins picks it up. He coughs it up. It's Lockie Mitchell now. Over to Bailey Mitchell. Kick up towards half forward. The advantage of Young. He's in a contest there with Lunson. As Jaden Hines decides to take it over the boundary line, left half forward. Been playing 21 minutes. It's the Bombers 5-2-32, trailing Launceston 5-5-35.
Good contest, Josh Gillow. Looked all fair.
Tyrrell back on. Good news for the Blues. He's a key player, as we said, mainly in defence, but he can swing forward as well.
Sorry, Foz.
Boundary throw in. We'll get you to the next stoppage, Macca. There's front position lead. Nice to Leary, left foot. In hope in towards the forward line. Pearce can't take it. There's Tyrrell back on. See how valuable he is. Chain of handballs ends up with Jaden Hines. Kicks to the centre of the ground looking for Isaac Hyatt. Takes it on his chest. Doesn't waste any time getting it to Cowley, the winger. On the left foot. Inside 50. Great transference to the footy by the Blues. It's going to come to an end as Leaf Lang takes the mark in defence.
Yeah, it was just 3 on there, wasn't it, Rob? They just had the numbers and Leaf Lang took the mark.
Yeah, he's really impressed me. He's a basketballer, isn't he? That's his background.
Yeah, Leaf Lang, my word, yeah. He played, this is probably his second full year of senior footy, it will be.
Yeah, he got better every time I've seen him.
Played some OK Devils footy. It's just going to be a free kick. Couple of afters here. Liam Canny always loves it. Coming through is Kerr.
That was young Ahern there.
It's going to be a free kick to Alec Lee down the ground. So Lee kicks it down. Well done, Jaden Hines. He just stands at the bottom of the pack. They've really tightened up on Leary this quarter. Good kick into Gillow. Couldn't quite get it. Well done, smart there from Hyatt. Back to Jones. Got to go. Doesn't. Or does go, but it's 2 on 1. Oscar Mansell comes through. Good mark in defence. Well done there from, it's Lunson? No?
Is it O'Neill?
Is it O'Neill playing back a little bit? Yeah. Let me get it. No, it's Atkins. Campbell Atkins,
yep,
20.
Yes, indeed.
Got to get used to all these new players. 50-metre penalty, all new players, new numbers. You know, you see players this time of year, new numbers, what we're used to. Griffiths got to go. Tina McCormack takes the mark, the goal kicker. Right on the centre square, he'll roost it long. Canny can't get there. Kerr puts a fist in and does well. Here's Hubbard. Hines leaves it there now for Foley. Kerr looks to go towards the boundary line. Oh, it's a good tackle. Umpire says yes. Well done, Jaden Hines. No, this is the other umpire. Yep. This is the other umpire, McIntyre, seen it. Said it was too high at a different angle. It was pretty high.
The debutant Dominic Pitt is in the midst of that one.
And now there's a couple of afters. Now,
right in front of the crowd here.
I'm not going to call too much in these fights. I ended up at the tribunal myself last year, Rob. I'm just going to watch. No comments. But I can tell you what, there's a couple of afters. Ben Donaldson will get all the action. I'm not going to make too many comments.
But I can tell you the ground's in good condition, Macca.
Oh, they call play on now. They take it. Pearce just takes it and goes. Everyone looked around. Dylan Riley says, what's going on here? Ben Simpson has 70 metres in front of him, and now he has to come backwards because there's no one to kick it to but Joe Groenewegen. Well, that was really strange. I suppose that's one way to stop the fight. Just took off. Wasn't even a whistle blown, to be honest. The ball ends up back with Simpson back inside the defensive 50. Well, that was strange, Dave Moore.
And here comes the rain.
Yes, we've got a bit of rain falling now as Hubbard takes the mark. We're probably 2 or 3 minutes away from half time. Ethan Hubbard gets himself in a bit of a pickle, but he gets a nice pass into the centre of the ground. Alex Lee plays on immediately. Long, deep, looking for Ives, who has the front position. Oh, a nice knock away there. That was great defence by Schoenmaker. That was going to hit the chest of Ives, but the fist there, the right hand of Schoenmaker knocked the ball out of play. Wasn't that a great kick by Alex Lee for a player his size on the run?
So now that it's raining, do we think now North Launceston are favourites at this stage, Rob?
Yeah, I've been sticking with the Bombers all game, even though no Cox could you.
We wind them in a little bit though, with the rain.
Yeah, I think this will suit Northern will suit Launceston.
Let's see how it all plays out as we've got a ball up with North lining about 35 out from their goal, 45-degree angle. to the goal. Knocked out by Ives doing the ruck work in the forward 50. Fights on. Player taken there was Ahern. Heavily disguised as Dominic Hay. Free kick as JB Harper kicks towards half forward looking for Riley. It's going to be hard to mark that ball now. Hard to pick it up even. Hubbard slips across the ground. He gets a high tackle, Ethan Hubbard.
What's happening here at the moment, Rob, is Launceston are rolling one up. As soon as the centre ball up goes, Launceston are rolling one up as an extra one at the stoppage, and North Launceston staying back. And you notice it was 3-on-1 there before. That was 2-on-1.
Yeah.
And when it goes inside 50, the North Launceston defenders are just outnumbering the Launceston forwards.
Declan Chugg gets the handball sideways to Hubbard, who's been busy today. Inside 50, hard one to mark. Groenewegen doesn't try to. He thumps it away. Smart play, ends up with Jaden Hines. Short kick to Schoenmaker. Takes on the half volley court. Good pressure from Griffiths. He does it a second time. Griffiths, he tackles Palfreyman. Spills back to Jaden Hines. He tracks it towards the boundary. Little handball looking for Palfreyman. He gets a shove from behind. Players want to push in the back. Not forthcoming. Out of bounds.
Strange how the momentum shifts. I mean, close first quarter, we saw 4 goals in about 8 minutes, and then the back lines have got on top again. So, be interesting to see what effect the rain has on this. Surface is in great condition, though.
Inside 50, just quarter 11, the Bombers, 9, the Blues. Boundary throw in. Tap out by Lee, only as far as Palfreyman. Had 10 possessions to quarter time. He's dispossessed, though. So in the dying seconds of the quarter here, the Bombers have a chance to take a lead with a goal. Lee thumps it to the goal square. Players wrestle over the back towards the boundary line. Picking it up as Mansell. He might have gone the wrong way there. He turned back into the tackler. And it's going to be out of bounds. 10 metres around from the goal. So the rain now falling here at UTAS Stadium. Spectators under cover. It's going to make it a slippery second half. Just a 3-point margin the Blues' way. And it comes. Ives with the tap, taken by Palfreyman. Handball up in the air. Dominic Pitt on debut, snaps towards goal. But Cowley gets back there and takes a chest mark. Little releasing kick now to Jaden Hines. He's got Schoenmaker short. He goes longer and pinpoints JB Harper, who takes it at half-back.
Harper has Hines running. He's going to go to him now by foot. So Hines will just take it, just the 15. They put pressure on him, though. It's all pressure at the moment from the Bombers. Even that, which was a really slow play, they just shut him down, Rob Soward.
Yeah, look, and again, that's what we saw from them early in the first quarter, didn't we? So,
in the face, right in the face of the Northern Bombers. But they still trail by 3 points. Lee and Groenewegen. Lee gets front spot, left palm down. Get some stats from Dave Gruber in a moment. Dave Moore. Foley puts the tackle on. Inside 50s, marks, defence, hit-outs for Dave Gruber. Let's get him involved.
Gee, there's 22-3 Lee's way this quarter.
Yep.
He's just dominating the ruck at the moment. And again.
Comes down the front. Liam Jones burrows in against Blade Sulzberger. Umpire Circle says, give it to me.
Thanks for watching on the stream and listening on City Park Radio. 630 people watching the YouTube at the moment.
Yeah, good night's entertainment. No footy on. Carlton got the win earlier in the day against the Kangaroos. Terrific crowd there today at Marvel Stadium for the Children's Hospital. It's a massive fundraiser for that Children's Hospital in Melbourne, Rob. And
stay with us at half time too, because we've got Zane Littlejohn.
Yes, we do.
He's going to chat to us about the career of Jack Avent and also his role at the Box Hill Hawks as coach this year.
Box Hill Hawks. They've got a big game on Monday against Geelong as a curtain raiser to the AFL game. Avent puts pressure on. Hyatt being good. Little Hyatt. Foley throws himself at the footy. It comes down to Riley. All he has to do is be clean. He can't in these conditions. Here's Kerr. He loves to put body on. He hits Riley right up the middle, and Riley stays down. Good work here. Jones again from McCormack. That's Connell McCormack, brother of Tiernan. On debut is Connell. Boys with their Irish heritage, Rob. The two McCormack boys. Found their love of AFL.
Nice
they
mark.
came to Australia. Really good mark. Really strong mark there from Isaac Newitt. We saw him be lively here last year, didn't we? Isaac Newitt. He kicked a few goals on his debut, I think it was. Isaac Newitt.
The thing that's impressed me with these Launceston changes, guys, too, is the fact that with new guys coming in, other guys have been stepping up into other roles. So it's seamless, isn't it, some of that transition?
Yeah, and they've had great D-League sides as well. So really good development. 30 minutes gone here, second quarter. It's still Launceston by 3 points. They've kicked 4 goals this quarter of Launceston to North Launceston 2. North Launceston have done well here through Avan. It's a neat left foot. Pearce sets himself, can't get it at the bottom of the ground. There is Young. Good tackle, Pearce. He loves these conditions, does Nathan Pearce. And it comes out though now, Launceston. Under pressure kick, Gillow on the non-preferred. Well done. Oh, drilled into the ground, taken without it. And a good effort, Jack O'Neill stood up.
I think he's the best in the league at forward-line pressure. That's Nathan Pearce.
Oh, he is.
He's fantastic back there.
Especially in these conditions.
O'Neill with the ball. We're right in the dying seconds, it must be, of the second quarter. Short to Jones, risky. Can't take the chest mark. Polferman does well. He's going to come back here towards O'Neill. He tries to escape the tackle. Slides on the ground. He does get a short kick away. Only as far as Simpson, the player down. Keep an eye on that one.
Yeah,
comes it now to Bales. To Leary. He's dangerous from 45. Brandon Leary will put the Bombers in front at half-time. Brandon Leary, half a sniff you give him, and he takes it. That was a great goal in wet conditions. And, Macca, what do you got?
I'll go back as the afters take place.
Oh, yeah, we've got afters again.
But, Rob, I go back to Alex Lee here.
Yes.
Alex Lee ran 10 metres to put pressure on Jack O'Neill and Liam Jones. Like, there's less than a minute to go in the quarter, but once again, he's in their face. That could have just been a slow play. We'll roll back. But they sniffed it.
They did.
They sniffed it, and Leary, what a fantastic finish.
It's a great pick-up that you made mention of there, Macca. The other thing that Alex Lee did, 2 things. He didn't barrel through the guy and give the free kick away, but when you notice when he got there, just a clever little palm.
But he was there.
He was.
The ruckman, like he's basically rucking solo. He could have just easily sat back a kick, but he wanted to be in their face.
He did. And that's probably going to give them the lead heading into half-time.
Yeah, 32 minutes in the quarter, 6-2-38 North Launceston, 5-5-35. Terrific battle. We said it was going to be, and it's lived up to that. The young and the veterans in the team. It's a nice kick forward there from Dominic Hay. Going back and not being able to take the mark. It's going to be a free kick, I think. It is. Oscar Mansell's going to take it. So it was Campbell Atkins in the contest there. He should have taken the mark, but I think he gave the free kick away before that. And Oscar Mansell, this could be 2 goals in less than 30 seconds to the Bombers.
32 and a half minutes gone. One quarter.
He was good early, Oscar Mansell. Looks super fit. Spent a bit of time in South Australia. Came back last year. Also, his brother Ryan Mansell, premiership player here at North Launceston, now at the beloved Tigers of Robert Soward. Great to see him back in the senior lineup, actually.
Yeah, he's been working hard.
Here's Oscar from 30 out, directly in front. He's got it, and he loves it. The famous North Launceston name in Mansell. He's kicked another one, and North Launceston are away now. Well, we said that the conditions could suit them, but I didn't expect them to do it from the 31-minute mark to the 33-minute mark. 7-2-44 now, the red and black up against Launceston, 5-5-35, and those 2 goals, Mitch Thorpe, Scotty Stevens, they'd hate it.
Oh, they would. It's that junk time stuff that just, as you know, as a footy coach yourself, Macca, it kills you. It really does. You've worked so hard heading into the shadows of half-time, and I reckon it's almost at a point here now, it'd be first or second hand on and the siren will go. It just kills you, that sort of stuff.
2 goals to Oscar Mansell.
33 and a half minutes gone. Must be nearly half-time. See if we can get one more score here as Lee wins another tap. He's been dominant today. Gronewagen does well, though. Gets it away. There's Dominic Hay. Gets a little handball only as far as Hines, who kicks it off the ground. Here towards Ahern. Kicks it off the ground. Loose ball on the wing. Who'll get there first? Sulzberger. Tracks it towards the boundary line with a little toe poke. Now it's Dominic Pitt on debut. He's done all right. There's a few involvements and he takes it over the boundary line.
I know nothing about timekeeping. I thought that must have been just about it.
I don't know if the timekeepers have vacated the spot over there, but
the scoreboard operators did during the D-League, so just peer your head over there, Dave Gruber, and just see if they're there, because this one's gone 34 and a half minutes.
Now towards the boundary line of Sulzberger, right foot kick towards the paint of 50. Ives flies high from the spillage. Tyrrell working hard. He's met by a couple of Bombers' opponents. And there it is.
There we go.
34 and a half minutes, the second quarter. And we've got a great game here at UTAS Stadium. Don't go anywhere because at half-time at 7-2-44, North Launceston, the Blues 5-5-35. And what's been a real seesawing contest right through those first 2 quarters. Macca, goal kickers, please.
Goal kickers. So Oscar Mansell got that last one. He's got 2. Jack Avant with a terrific goal in his 200th. He's got one. Theo Ives. Brandon Leary also has 2. And Nathan Pearce with a single. Great quarter. For Launceston, Jake Hines, Joe Gronewegan, Tina McCormack, Dylan Riley, and the first gamer, Deegan Madden.
Well, it's hard to read this game, Rob. Each team's having periods of dominance. We saw earlier that quarter the Blues were on top, and then there was a change of lead a couple of times, and that last couple of minutes could be crucial where the Bombers got those 2 goals.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Launceston came out all guns blazing, and looked like they were going to open up some sort of lead. We did comment, didn't we, and said how important it was for North to stand up. Stand up they did. Battle of the defences, and then the Bombers finished off with 2 very quick junk time goals. So, look, anybody's game still, but if it keeps raining like this, I think it'll work in North's favour. The listeners might think that's a bit crazy after watching what Launceston did here in a swamp and the grand final last year. I just think those bigger, stronger, older bodies might tell. But as you say, Dave, anybody's game at the moment.
And stats to half-time, thanks to Dave Gruber. We'll do those before we go for our commercial break. Don't forget Zane Littlejohn coming on in just a few moments. Hit-outs, North Launceston 38-11, 25-6 in that quarter. So, as I mentioned, Alex Lee doing very well. Clearances, though, pretty even. The Bombers 22, Launceston 20 to half-time, and the Bombers 15-11 in that quarter. Inside 50s, North Launceston 15-10 in that quarter. They lead 28-18 over the day. Marks inside 50, just a 1 for that whole quarter to Launceston, and 3 each over the day. And free kicks still even. Launceston 13, North Launceston 12. You're listening to City Park Radio, 103.7 and 96.5. Half-time, it's North Launceston 7-2-44. The Blues 5-5-35. We'll have some messages now from City Park Radio. When we come back, we're joined by Zane Littlejohn.
Mr. Lotto here. If you need Lotto, we're open. If you need post, we're open. If you need magazines, we're open. In fact, we're open for everything, pretty much all the bleeding time. And weekends. Good, innit? So, what are you waiting for? Come on in. Invermain News Agency. Serving you when you need us most. Terry Pie.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
Are you dreaming of a winter break? Do you need extra cash? Cash in your old and unwanted gold jewellery at Cash Converters. Declutter your house this winter and earn some cash to boot by turning gold into sold. Right now, Cash Converters will give you a fast, free estimate and offer top prices on gold jewellery. Even broken pieces or single earrings. So why wait? Get planning that winter escape now. Cash Converters, Kings Meadows. Trusted and locally owned for 25 years. A proud sponsor of City Park Radio.
This sports broadcast is brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. Elgas, call 13 11 61. A sponsor of City Park Radio.
Yes, City Park Radio covering TSL footy right through the season. It's a round 1 clash here. North Launceston 7-2-44, leading Launceston 5-5-35. Other winners earlier today was Clarence 89 defeating Lauderdale 47, and the Tigers 74 defeating North Hobart 29. It's a great pleasure. As normal, we on City Park Radio, we try and get him on every year to introduce former North Launceston coach, a premiership coach, multiple premiership coach, Zane Littlejohn. He's done great things since he's left North Launceston, but his heart's very much still here at UTAS Stadium. So welcome to City Park Radio, Zane Littlejohn.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for having me again. Always a pleasure to jump on and speak to you three gentlemen.
No worries. Are you enjoying the contest? I hope you're watching.
Yes, mate. Yeah, no, I've been watching. I sent Jackie Event a message this morning and said I'll jump on and watch. Dane did invite me down, but unfortunately we still haven't played yet this weekend, so I couldn't get down. But yeah, I've just been jumped on and had a good look.
Okay, let's start with Jack Zane. You had a lot to do with him right from his junior days right through to his debut in senior footy and until the time which you left North Launceston. What can you say about Jack Aven as a person and a footballer?
He's a ripper. I was lucky enough to actually, and I hadn't planned this, but be in Tassie for North Launceston's season launch, and Fane actually asked me to speak there. And the first thing that came to my mind that night when I was speaking about Jackie was just his dedication, his reliability. I think I heard Macca might have mentioned on the call tonight that he's played in nearly every position other than the ruck for North Lonnie. Like, he started as a back pocket, and I even remember coaching in 2010 when he played in our under-18 premiership that he was lucky to get on the ground most weeks. Like, he sort of, back then in 2010, it was still sort of when you're on the bench, you're on the bench. You weren't wasn't necessarily and he'd play, 20, 25 minutes a game type thing, and not once, and I still think about his senior days, not once have I ever heard Jackie Bank complain. He's just always just gone about his business and just done it to the best of his ability, which has always been a pretty high standard and pretty reliable. So to sum him up that way, he's been, it was always a pleasure to coach, and his magnet was, I know coaches should never have these ones, but his magnet was always firmly first on my magnet board when I coached North Lonnie.
And, what made him such a success as a senior footballer? Was it work ethic, determination? What do you think has meant that he's played the 200 games?
Yeah, he definitely his application. So I remember I gave him a variety of roles, as I said, as a small defender and playing on players like James Charlesworth at Clarence, for example, or when he was at Hobart even, players like that, playing on guys like Jay Blackberry through the middle, and doing a run with role to just playing even at times as a small forward, just crumbing. Just his dedication and application to give whatever role he was given, not complain, and just be really grateful that he got to play footy and do that the best he could. And he's a competitor. He hates losing. So just that, having that application to want to win and be the best he can be, regardless of what he had to do, was all. It doesn't matter whatever you do in life, it's always going to hold you in a pretty good spot. And he was one of them, and he's one of them. And I think you still see tonight, he's probably arguably been the best player on the ground, I feel, to this point, and probably a bit biased. But just his dedication to keep working and turn up to each contest.
Zane, Mac is here dying to ask some Box Hill questions, but before I let him do that, the players are wearing black armbands today for Tony Chang Young, Neil Maynard and David McIntosh. I gather you would have had something to do with those figures over your time at North Launceston?
I did, mate. Absolutely three wonderful men. So obviously I spent a fair bit of time with Chang early days when I first got to the footy club as a player, and then obviously my coaching time, I was lucky enough to spend a fair bit of one-on-one time with Chang and just talk footy with him, and North Lonnie in particular, and how passionate he was, and he's one of our legends of the footy club. So his time, and then Pearl as well. Neil Maynard is obviously the games record player at the footy club and an absolute legend, and just never saw a lot of Pearl. He was always around, but very quiet and in the background, which is how he liked it. But jumper presentation nights and award nights, he was always around. So it was always nice to have a beer with him and chew the fat, and he was always a pleasure. And then Macca, Macca was, I can't speak highly of the dedication he gave to the footy club in the regards to just the time and energy he gave to the players, purely for no reward for him. It was just always about just making us the best we could be, and loved a good chat, Macca, so it was always a pleasure to work alongside him.
Fantastic, Zane. And, Matthew McGee, you got a question there for Zane?
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Zane, and great to hear from you.
Thanks, mate. Good to see you, mate. We'll hear from you, yeah.
Tell me, or tell our listeners, of course, who haven't caught up with what you're up to. So we left Brisbane in the off-season, where you were like part of their academy coaching and development coaching up there for a few years, and joined Box Hill, where now you've got your own side. How's that change been going back? You must love having your own team back.
Yeah, I got a taste of it again, as you mentioned, in Brisbane sort of last year when I coached the academy, and although not a full season, but managing my own program with designing our pre-season and working with our high-performance coaches and stuff in Brisbane to sort of get the best out of these young athletes coming through. And we were lucky enough to get 2 boys drafted out of that team, which was a fantastic outcome. And then I guess I was still contracted to do the same role this year at Brisbane, and I got a phone call from the Hawthorn Footy Club, and they were really keen to put their Box Hill coach back in full-time in their AFL program. And I was lucky enough to go through that process, which in itself was a great learning curve for me to sort of be in an interview process, which I sort of didn't really have to do to land my job at Brisbane, which was, so it was good to sort of experience that. And then, obviously, I've landed at Box Hill, Hawthorn Box Hill, so I'm Hawthorn Development, and then come the weekend, I coach the Box Hill, the reserve side, effectively for Hawthorn, which is a great opportunity to, again, as I mentioned, manage my own program, work with some really high-profile people. Andy Collins, who's coached nearly over 400 VFL games, as our head of development at Hawthorn and obviously Sam Mitchell and these type of guys to learn off and grow my craft, because although I feel like I've been coaching for a while, I've still got plenty to learn and still got aspirations to try and get as far as I can with it. So I've got a great group of coaches to learn off, as I did at Brisbane.
And a great win up in Sydney, round 1 for you. That was excellent. And, of course, a big one on Monday as a curtain raiser versus Geelong VFL. You must be looking forward to coaching at the MCG.
I am, mate. Yeah, I am. I sort of I had an opportunity to be at the MCG for AFL Grand Final Day last year and coaching the Futures game, which was a great experience. But I was still, you're only coaching from ground level. You sort of we got changed over in John Cain Arena, so it sort of wasn't a full experience, but it was still awesome, obviously being Grand Final Day, and we were in there at 8:30, so early game. But this will be a great experience, sort of your curtain raiser, 11:45 start, all of that. So yeah, we're really looking forward to ideally getting the footy club off to a great start on the weekend, and we've got a really, really healthy list at the moment at Hawthorn. So we've got a nice, young, exciting list, which is really exciting. So. Although it's exciting for myself, but even for these players, I asked a few of them today who's yet to play in the MCG, and we had 9 players who put their hand up. So it's not just me, but there's nine boys who are on our AFL list who are yet to play in the MCG. So it's going to be exciting for them and the whole footy club to hopefully get a really good result for us come Monday.
And just for our Hawthorn listeners, tell us a little bit about the list. Obviously, there's been a lot spoken about the Hawthorns had a bit of a clean out and a rebuild, and obviously Sam Mitchell been in the news as well. But tell us about some of those kids that you are coaching at that Box Hill and how exciting they are.
Yeah, look, our first pick last year, obviously Cam McKenzie's been playing AFL, so we haven't seen a lot of him. But our next sort of pick in like Josh Weddle, who played a bit through the pre-season, but he's extremely exciting talent with what he's got to offer athletic-wise. Like, he's a very athletic profile. He's very nice. He can run, he can carry, he can play tall, play small. Like last year, he kept Cadman goalless in a TAC Cup game, and then he played on Nick Watson, who's touted to be a number 1 or a high draft pick this year in the draft, kept him goalless. And there, Nick Watson's 170 centimetres, and Cadman was obviously a tall forward. So have the ability to play on players like that's really exciting, and I think Hawthorn hope that we do. We see him in the future being able to play roles like that, but great running profile as well, so potentially play further up the ground on a wing later on in his career as well, which is very exciting. And then we've got Sammy Butler, who's played some AFL footy. He's running around. We had Tyler Brockman up until last week, who just plied his trade really hard in the first in all our practice games in the first round, obviously, of VFL, and he goes into AFL, and that's the really exciting stuff about being a VFL coach. You're seeing those guys go in and contribute at AFL level, not sort of just go in and be out 1 week. So we had 3 players come from the VFL go up into the AFL last week, and they all contributed really well and played their role, and they've held their spot, which is really exciting. And I guess that's part of my role, is to make sure these guys, when they go up to play AFL footy, that they're ready and they're not just going in 1 week and out the next. So we've got some good talent, and all our draft kids are coming along from this year, but our whole list, as you understand, at Hawthorn are all pretty young, and there's some great exciting talent that come through. And although it mightn't seem overly bright at the moment, but the future is quite bright, and just be patient, and we'll see some good things coming forward, I'm sure.
My word. And look, I'll just pass you on for the last
very
question.
Very similar to when I was at Brisbane, I feel.
Yeah, that's really good news for our Hawthorn supporters. Not a Hawthorn supporter. I'm going to pass you on to Rob Soward for the last question.
Rob, is this about Richmond, or what are we talking about here, Rob?
No, I'm not going to ask any questions. Congratulations, Zane. I know we did run into each other recently. I didn't have that opportunity to congratulate you on your new role. I just wanted to, well deserved. I just wanted to highlight something to you with the last question. Here on the scoreboard at the moment, we're looking across the ground. North Launceston, 130 years and still going strong. Very proud club. 32 major senior premierships. That's appearing on the screen. We've gone through the achievements of Jack A. Vent and a number of other club champions. You're a fellow I know who grew up down the northwest coast. What struck you about the North Launceston Football Club, the Bombers Football Club, when you came up and became involved here, mate? What really grabbed you? Because I know you contributed to that culture development that led to all their success.
Yeah, well, to be honest, we spoke to me and my, I've spoken about this previously, Darren Crawford, Sandwich Wilson, we're all sort of coming up for uni and just decided that travelling wasn't probably the best thing for us to be doing, so we wanted to sort of settle and play our footy in the north of the state, and we spoke to North Lonnie and South Lonnie that year, and just we all sort of settled. We just really liked the feel of what North Lonnie had to offer for us, and they were very accommodating. Like Tasma Lappin would cook us dinners when we were at uni for us, so we'd have a plarge tea, but as we were leaving, she'd hand us 2 massive containers of food to take home for the rest of the week to eat, which was just, that wasn't something she had to do or anyone at the footy club had to do. So I think I mentioned the other day I was lucky enough to take my son back, but it's more than a footy club. It's a big family that look after their people, and I think one thing they're really proud of is, and I know Lonnie's done the same as this, which is great, but the junior program at North Lonnie, and a lot of those young men playing tonight for North Lonnie are from their juniors, which again it just goes on to say how much they look after their people. Dave McIntosh, who we mentioned, Dave mentioned before, who sadly passed, he was a trainer at the junior footy club, and then he comes through and he's a senior trainer, and just that stuff where their people, they look after their people. So that really, although I probably didn't realise it as well, being a young 19, 20-year-old uni student at the time, but the more I spent and the more time I spent there and saw, that was probably the thing that stood out to me, Rob, was just the way they look after their people and show faith in their people. And the northern suburbs, I guess, is the Swampies, and that is what they're sort of known as, and hasn't always been easy for them in that area, but they continue to back themselves in and back their people in, which has always made the place feel really nice.
Thanks, Zane, and really, really appreciate your thoughts there, and all the best for the rest of the season. I'll hand you back to Dave.
Mac, you got one last one.
Oh, no, just I know it's been a tough few weeks for you, Zane, and your wonderful wife there, Kat, so just on behalf of City Park Radio, mate, please send our thoughts to Kat and all the family.
Thanks very much, guys. No, I really appreciate it, and she's actually been sitting up here watching with me tonight, so she's still loves to support the Bombers herself, so I really appreciate the thoughts, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Zane Littlejohn, for joining us, and best of luck on Monday, mate.
Thank you.
Zane Littlejohn there, speaking to us at half, who's currently the coach of the Box Hill Hawks. Tony has emerged from the rooms. I think he went down to Launceston. What do you got for us, mate?
It's all pretty quiet down there, although there was a bit of a rev up just before they came out. Jake Hines sort of spoke to the circle. Look, it's all on. They're very desperate to win this game. But just a bit of news, a couple of items. It looks like Fletcher Bennett's out of the game, so it might have been a bit of concussion there after all. They might have snuck a test in while I was looking up at that fight that was going on up the corner there. And the other thing is, spoke to Michael Stingle, the ex-North Launceston player, is now playing over at Norwood. It's going fairly well there. He's looking for a bit of form though, so he's sort of he's in the main squad but playing twos at the moment.
Fantastic. Thanks here, Tony, for your work there on the boundary. Just some stats, thanks to the boys at the Launceston Stats Department, Damien Donnelly and Darren Lovell. Paul Fruman continues to rack up possessions. He's got 18 at half-time, 15 kicks, 3 handballs, 7 contested possessions in that one too, boys. Jaden Hines with 13 possessions, Bailey Gillow with 12, Canny and Hyatt with 10, Jones and Schoenmaker with 8 there for the Blues. So, it's going to be an interesting second half. As we said at the start, it was hard to pick a winner. We changed our minds a little bit, and it's still hard to see who's going to win this game. Fletcher Bennett, obviously, Macca is a big out in this second half for North Launceston. Yeah, look, he is. To be honest, we hadn't really seen a real lot of him. He normally takes those intercept marks, and tonight's game's been pretty tight and whatever. So, but he wasn't having a massive influence. Like we've seen him take over a dozen marks a game in the past. So the rain sort of just dropped a little bit, sort of light sprinkling. But those 2 goals, I'll go back to those 2 goals that North Launceston just got then, Rob. They could be the telling factor.
Yeah, they could. And just that time of the quarter, people are thinking of half time and whatever. So that could be the difference, particularly now that we've had that bit of rain. I mean, the ground, as we've said, is in great shape, as it always is here at UTAS Stadium. John Keddy and his team do a great job.
Of which one's Joe Groenewegen?
Absolutely. But, I hope that the rain doesn't impact on the contest, because it's been a rattling game so far, hasn't it?
My word, it has. I'll still stick with Launceston just to make the interesting up here in the box. I've got a couple of Northern Bombers, but I tell you what, the one man I was thinking about it at half time, and he'd be like a caged-in lion, would be Mitch Thorpe.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine how much he wanted to get down to those rooms at half time? But it's
I'm half expecting him to pop up with a disguise or something.
That's right, he's doing his penance. So they come to the bench here. So all the young'uns for Launceston. I've liked the touches that Isaac Hyatt's got. He's coming off the ground now, but he's a very clever player. Yeah, very clever, very skillful and very creative. Groningen looks to be starting in the ruck. Harper on ball. Riley goes deep forward now, so they go back to the goal kicker there. Hines will play in front of him. Liam Kenny's been good. I don't know how many touches he had there, Dave, but he's been pretty electric around the footy and has a real go too, doesn't he?
Yeah, 10 possessions, Macca, 5 kicks, 5 handballs.
And at the other end of the field, we've got Connor Young deep on Josh Gillow, and also Wiggins is on Theo Ives, who took that great mark. So here we go. Second half of this battle, Joe Groningen up against Lee. Lee wins it down. Pulfreman, though, is going to have the clean footy. He goes under pressure again, coming through the back. Oh, it's a good tackle there by Simpson. See who picked it up. Might be Atkins. Picked it up as he came through. It is Campbell Atkins. Saw him play last year for Riverside off half-back. He was very impressive for your old high school Rob Soward many years ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can play the tricolours. Chug goes to that boy there in Atkins, and he's taken the mark. The kick from Declan Chug. Chug against Foley. Good battle. Oh, Atkins sells a bit of leather. Comes back in. Cowley tries to put the mitts up. Hubbard with the long sleeves. He must have known it was going to rain. And it goes out of bounds.
Might get down to Tony if you're down there. What's the rain like down there, Tony? Is it starting to ease off?
Yeah, very much so. It's very light now. It came down just before half-time, as you called it, around about the time of that little melee around the wing there. But it's pretty well stopped now actually.
Thanks, Tony. As the kick comes out up towards half forward here for the Bombers. That's a tackle there laid. Yes, I could make things a little bit slippery. It's going to be a tough slog. First game, of course, round 1. Some weary legs, especially in that last quarter. Umpire McEntee throws it up. Harper in the ruck now. Wins the tap. Shucked by Simpson. Lee now with it. Leans back on a torpedo inside 50. Can't take the mark there. That was Gillow, Josh Gillow. Young kicks it towards the goal square. Pearce is there. He's already kicked one. Can he get his foot on it? Great defence from Schoenmaker. Oh, but on the follow-up, I think that's a goal. It is. Give me a name, Matthew McGee. Was it Oscar Mansell?
Well, it's either Pearce or Mansell. If it didn't cross the line, I'll give it to Oscar Mansell.
I think it's Oscar Mansell,
That's his third. And Connor Young's just put up a little bit sore after that contest, but I think it's just an ankle. He looks to be running it off. My goodness gracious, the rock concert after the goals is
turn the effects, Mike. Down. Just watching the replay here. Pearce couldn't quite take the mark. Shoemaker attempted the spoil.
I'm
ball
tipping
spilled
Pearce.
out. Yeah, I think it's Mansell.
Mansell, I think they'll give it to Mansell. There it goes. Off hands, nading it. There you go. It wasn't over the line.
Tap in.
Yep, tap in. 3 goals, Oscar Mansell.
Bit different here too from when Wombat was coaching with the disco downstairs, boys.
Yeah, well, it's coming from just along from us at the moment, and there was
I quite like it.
Oh, there was some. I liked the song at the Gabba. How good was Charlie Cameron last night? He loves the John Denver.
Yeah. It was a bit over Sweet Caroline by the end of it.
You were. Well, he kept kicking them, Foz. That's the more you hear, the more goals Charlie kicks. Here's Simpson inside 50, long and deep over the back. Umpire calls it and gives a free kick to Theo Ives. Defender Wiggins just puts the hands up and says, "You are kidding." But it's going to be a free kick to Theo Ives. You play in front, and all of a sudden things go your way. And this will be, 4 in a row if they kick that. We were talking about Launceston, how they'd kicked basically 4 goals for the quarter, and we were giving basically the halftime score. Before we knew it, North Launceston kicked the last 2. If you just joined us, they kicked 2 goals after the 31-minute mark in the second quarter. And this is for 4 in a row. Theo Ives, left foot, and kicks it. So Theo Ives gets his second, one in the first after that terrific hang. And they're well and truly away now. I think I might have to sway. Can I sway back your way, boys?
Under these
conditions,
Rob, 16 points, that's a significant margin.
Yeah, the scoreboard's a little bit behind where it should
22
be, I think,
points.
at the moment. Yeah, it's certainly been all Northern Bombers so far. So, you know, Launceston have got to respond, and they have, haven't they, when challenged before, but certainly been looking the goods. The thing I'd like to see too, with the dominance of Lee, I'd love to see the Northern Bombers on-ballers getting their hands on it more, because he is the dominant big man on the ground.
I think they might have put the point up rather than the goal.
They did indeed.
So I think it should be 8-2.
9-2?
9-2, sorry.
9-2 to
56,
5-5.
Yeah,
Yep.
9-2-56.
I
think it's right on the stream. So if you're watching the stream, it's 9-2-56 to 5-5-35.
In the middle, Gronowag with a big punch beautifully there towards Palfreyman. 20 possessions now. Handball comes out to Cowley on the left foot. Kicks blindly inside 50. And the mark taken back there by Leaflang.
That kick from Cowley just had to go longer and deeper. He got off the end of the toe.
Cowley with a follow-up now. Gets it towards, that's Canny, who kicks it inside 50. Meeting it there is Hubbard, who's been busy today. Gets it to Leaflang, back to Hubbard. They did it pretty well, the two youngsters.
Oh, no.
No, they didn't. Hubbard, he was trying to kick it to the goal square, and he kicked it out of bounds on the full, 10 metres around from the left behind post. And guess who is the recipient of the free kick?
Oh, one of the best snappers
Dylan
in
Riley.
the game. Dylan Riley.
I don't know if we've had a goal of the day nomination yet. You know I like to call those, Macca, so this could be one. Right on the boundary line.
I reckon Brandon Leary, second quarter.
True, true.
Close.
Anthony Osborne, if you're listening.
Aussie.
Get that one on file.
He gets his social media profile
That
up,
one on
Rob.
file.
You've never seen anything like it.
He'll be texting me in a minute. Here we go. Dylan Riley. Round the corner for goal. It's right across the face. No goal of the day there. Still in play.
Looper of
Knocked
the day.
out of bounds. About the same distance on the other side of the point post.
No. Well, Dave, he counts how many times I get it and he gets it. He wants to get first one up for the season.
Nothing wrong with a bit of healthy competition.
Filthy that I called that mark earlier. That's why he's the captain, though.
You've
got to earn that right. You've got to earn that right.
Games record holder too.
Shallow boundary throw in as comes from Lee now towards Leaflang, picked up by Simpson over the boundary line once again. So
Hasn't missed many. How many you missed in 11 years, Dave? You went on a Austrian cruise at one stage.
I missed one game in 11 years.
Have you really?
Yeah, I was in Zagreb in Croatia.
Oh, how dare you!
No reception there, or
no? I was listening. I handed over to Macca, Barry Triffett, and Rick Fontaine.
pretty good crew.
Oh,
Chance now is Kenny round the corner, but he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. So it'll be a relieving free kick. 9-2-56, North Launceston. Launceston 5-5-35. Been playing 6.5 minutes. 2 goals in this quarter to North Launceston. It's been camped in that defensive area for a while. So Macca, see if you can get it out of there.
Oh, can you? I'm just imagining you in Zagreb, the 208-game superstar from St. Pat's Old Boys. Unbelievable, you in Zagreb. North Launceston get it going their way. Could be another inside 50 for Dave Gruber. Theo Ives, he's been a great target. He's taken advantage of playing on Wiggins, the first gamer. The big body. Wiggins goes again. Second effort. Liam Jones clean. Handball, fumble now. Cowley there. Palfreyman there. They put a good stop on him, I reckon. North Launceston, that second quarter. Here's Bales. Inside 50, one-on-one. Leary. Oh, it's a good effort, but he falls over. Leary! Goal! Well, the defender Atkins fell over. It went in long and deep, and it was a great kick. And Campbell Atkins did everything he could do, but just fell over. And Brandon Leary, as he does, he kicks 3.
Yeah, look, he's just a star, isn't he? You know, we saw some terrific things for him 2 years ago, and then obviously last year played a lot of interstate footy.
He doesn't need many opportunities, does he, Matt?
No, he doesn't. I saw him kick 5 against the NT last year at a game in Melbourne, and he hadn't really touched it, then he just went 5 in a row, basically. I just want to go back. That kick of Sam Cowley here, I know he's only young, but that kick could have gone long and deep to Riley.
Yes.
And it didn't. It went short and was cut off. That kick from Bales went long and deep and put the defender under pressure. It's a pretty simple game, and that's all it was. It was just one kick long and deep and one kick who just fell short.
Avent gets it out here towards Sulzberger. Gets a lucky handball away here towards Griffiths. Can't pick it up. Overrunning the ball there for Launceston was Bailey Gillow. He's still in there fighting for it. Emerging, there was Bailey Gillow again, kick round the corner, straight to Ethan Hubbard.
And there's that one. They've got an extra one back again because the Launceston forward rolls up to the stoppage and the ball just keeps going to North Launceston defenders.
Kicking it to him.
Hubbard short to Griffiths, who kicks towards half forward to space. Not a great kick, it has to be said, as Tyrrell sees it over the boundary line, but they've gained some territory. They're 70 metres around from their goal.
And North Launceston have done well, Rob, because they've kept that goalkeeper back. They've had the last defender on most occasions tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's even more critical when there's no Fletcher Bennett there either. 3
inside 50 this quarter for 3 goals for North Launceston. They've been very efficient going forward. Ball's on the far side of the ground. Here's Dominic Pitt. Waits his handball nicely towards Lee. Looks for an outlet, but then decides to kick himself. Inside 50, Ives from the back. Here's Connor Young. Spins, gets it to Ives. Snaps for goal. Theo Ives towards the goal square. Chance here for Pearce. Defender does well. Putting the pressure on there was Atkins. Sees the ball out of bounds. 5 metres around from the behind post. Bombers kicking to the town end of UTAS Stadium, which is in beautiful condition as per usual this evening. Boundary throw in. Ives taps it here towards Mansell. Gee, that's good work there by that's Isaac Hyatt on the left foot towards the boundary line. Over the back. And O'Neill will be happy to see that over the boundary line in front of the interchange area.
He is now a quality young player. He will become a very good player, Isaac Hyde, at this level. He's just got the skills, he's got the competitiveness. Had a few injury concerns last year, and a few health issues. But he's going to develop really nicely. Lee, Gronewegan. Lee's just been mammoth so far tonight. Gronewegan follows this one up though. Hubbard had a good quarter, as Fozzie said before. Harper could have been taken below the knees. The umpire says you're holding the footy, and it's going to go North Launceston's way. And it's a good tackle, Declan Chug on Liam Canny. So Chug goes to Lee. They use him now short. He goes long. Ives sets again. Theo Ives. Second bite of the cherry. Gronewegan does well. Taken in there. Now was Young. Young goal. North Launceston are away. They could be already home. It's 11-2-68 to Launceston, 5-5-35, and it's one way in the third quarter. Dave Moore. Turn that
once
music
again,
down.
Sorry, yes. Once again, Mac, that was Brandon Leary who set that up with that short distance kick to the goal square. And Connor Young is enjoying his roll up forward. Rob has made no mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's two things I'll highlight, and you touched on one. Started back here with Alex Lee, that big long kick forward, but the smart work there from Brandon Leary. And as a defender, you'd certainly love that time.
Well, look,
wouldn't you?
we mentioned during the game setup before the siren was, they've lost basically all but two of their defenders. They're key from last year's grand final side. And you can't replace them with first gamers, in terms of experience, as much as they've tried. There's some brilliant players they've lost out of there, and it's your Boyds and your Tuddiels and that sort of stuff as the umpire pays a free kick on centre wing, going to go Launceston's way.
I think that's
Conor McCormack.
Conor McCormack there, the debutant, one of many this evening for Launceston. So he goes wide as Conor McCormack. Towards the boundary line. Not much future there as Deegan Madden sees it over the boundary line. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Elgas for your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Thank you for your support, Elgas, as a long-time sponsor of City Park Radio and our sports broadcasts.
They're going to get better for the run, though. That's what you're
Oh,
going to say.
my word.
Sure.
It's just a different era now.
Well, we'll see. We'll be on City Park Radio next week. Launceston and North Hobart at Windsor Park, 5-2. As now it's on the wing. Taken there by Harper. A little releasing handball. Players tackled. So it's still on centre wing. Thanks for joining our broadcast. Over 600 viewers on the stream at the moment on YouTube, and also many people listening through 103.7 and 96.5 City Park Radio. Thanks for joining us.
Just going back through my extensive notes in my book here. In 2020, in the game against Launceston, North Launceston had 8 new faces since 2019. So, things happen. The cycle goes around.
Nice mark by Deegan Madden. About 50 metres out. He plays on straight away. Up into the square, looking for and finding a teammate in Cowley.
Yeah, good mark. Good use of the body, Sam Cowley.
Good work from Deegan. He kicked a goal earlier in the game and he had the vision there. He didn't go back and try and kick an impossible goal from outside 50. He got on the bite quickly and got it to Sam Cowley, who's about 20 out. Slight angle. Gee, they need this one, Launceston. We know they'll have one more go at it here. There's no doubt about it. Class act, Launceston Footy Club. So we're right behind this one. He's kicked in the Invermay Park end to Sam Cowley. And a much-needed goal for Launceston by Cowley. Puts it through. 6-5-41. They trail North Launceston 11-2-68. That's their first goal for the quarter, coming at the 13.5-minute mark.
The point that you made there, Mac, is a really, really critical one. And I was thinking about this on the way through. These two clubs have excellent junior development programs, so it must be really, really hard for them when they see that exodus of players that end up in the NTFA to then get another crop through and get them up. But full credit to both clubs, because that's why they've been strong for the number of years.
They lost some long-term players. Like I think a lot of those players, like your Jake Smiths and your Casey Brown, they've done their years.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But to lose those youngsters, I think, are the ones that hurt. Your Boyds and your Tuddiels and those players from that, they're the ones that hurt. You know, Josh Woolley done his years.
Yes.
It's just that next crop. You just got to be careful not to lose too many at once. But it's obviously their obligation to go. And that's what's happened. But look, as I said, it's exciting for Launceston Footy Club and a great challenge. Pearce goes inside 50. Good spoil over the back in Atkins. Now goes towards the boundary line. And it goes out of bounds. Taken over there by the first gamer in Dominic Pitt.
Inside 50s Macca so far this quarter. 6 to North Launceston, 4 to Launceston. Clearances, 8 to the Bombers, 6 to Launceston.
It's going to be a critical few minutes coming up here. Launceston's got to stem the bleeding. That goal might help them do that. They certainly need a couple more.
So boundary throw in. Jaden Hines hacks it with an old-fashioned torp. Just going to go to Leaf Lang. He drops a soda. It's Riley now. Up on the up to Harper. He bullocks through. Hubbard, there's no one inside 50. Harper's going to kick their way to the races. Who's it going to be? They take a mark. Hyatt. He looks to kick. He's clever. He hits the post. That's how clever he is. Isaac Hyatt. He was away. He snapped it on the left, and that would have been a good goal. It would have given them a real sniff halfway through this third quarter. And Bales now goes to Kerr.
Kerr back to Bales. Bales on the left foot towards half forward. Oscar Mansell there. Schoenmaker with the spoil. Sees it out of play.
I was going to say to you too, Rob, I went down to watch the Tassie Devils last week, Western Jets, and both of these teams have got representatives in that Devils program, probably led by the player there in Colby McKercher.
Yep.
He's probably one of the best in the state at the moment. He's a Launceston player.
Yes.
So they might get him back a little bit. He adds spark around the footy and can also go forward and kick a goal.
Kick inside 50 now for North Launceston. Over the back, Young rises high. Has that cleared the contest? I think Tyrrell will get there. He will, and see it through for a rush behind. Just as well, because I didn't see you kick the ball. So it's behind for North Launceston. 11-3 to 6-6. Quick rebound now from the Blues. Ends up here with Foley. Don't argue there with Simpson. Kicks it long inside 50. Madden underneath it. Good spoil there from the side by Jacob Kerr. Chance for the Blues now. Still inside their 50. Player tackle to the ground. Pushing the back. High contact. Take your pick. And player getting up there is Declan Shug, youngster. Played most of his time in defence at North Launceston. We'll get you in a second, Macca. As he's now going to kick towards the wing as Declan Shug. What a great kick. Clears the contest. Ooh. Oscar Mansell met Jake Hines there. Simpson, quick kick. Forward. Pearce takes the mark. Well, he might fancy himself from this distance, the man on the mark. I think it's Foley is about 48 out. Macca, quickly, you had something to say there?
Oh, no, I was going to say two things. One is Jake Hines has been quiet since he kicked that first goal. And the other one, speaking of the Devils, Rob, if you're not looking for something to do tomorrow, I think it's 1:30 start. The Devils are playing against the Bendigo Pioneers.
And the girls at 11.
At Arden Street. So Bendigo Pioneers.
Pearce plays on, kicks from 47. Never really looked like it in the journey and goes out of bounds on the full.
Bendigo Pioneers have the number one pick in waiting, so Harley Reid he plays for the Bendigo Pioneers. So a big job tomorrow for Jeremy Webberley.
Short from Jake Hines finds Canny.
And the boys and the girls through Jodie Clifford. They've
50 metres with some lip there from Ben Simpson.
The game yet.
Sorry, Macca,
you're right.
We're going to go into attack here now. So the skipper there and Simpson said a bit too much to say. Now it's inside 50. Chance of the Blues here. Cowley lays the tackle on Hay. Spills out. Quick kick out there from Bailey Mitchell. Towards the wing. Palfreyman's met by a couple. And one of those is Nathan Pearce, tough nut. And Palfreyman ain't going anywhere. It's going to be a ball up on centre wing. Been playing 18 minutes. It's the Bombers 69, Launceston 42.
Since quarter time, Foz, what did Palfreyman have in that second quarter?
Yeah, eight possessions in the second quarter.
Okay, probably not as much influence. They've done pretty well on shutting him down. It's half a whistle there, but it's play on lead. Avent, little left footer, up and under. Well done, Jaden Hines. Here's Newitt on the deck. He's dangerous. Comes out there, North Launceston. Oscar Mansell is kick 3. Here's Theo Ives as the rain becomes a little heavier. Wiggins. There's the fumble due to that rain, and Jaden Hines sees it out of bounds.
Yeah, the Blues don't want that rain, do they, Rob? Because it's going to make it a really slippery contest in that last quarter.
No, they want that to stay away, but unfortunately it looks like it's setting in for the moment.
So if you just joined us on the wireless, it's North Launceston 11-3-69. They lead Launceston 6-6-42. Harper takes the mark after the quick kick from the clearance. Harper has Kenny. Sulzberger goes front on contact. Has to be a free kick, and is. Liam Kenny, dangerous. He's got to come back behind the mark. So Liam Kenny looks fit. Oh, he goes, looks for pole from him, but it goes a little bit further. And finds Foley. Downfield against Newitt.
Really silly. He didn't have to do that.
No, not needed. And it's going to be a free kick. Who's going to take it? This is the question. Might be Dylan Riley. Just happened to be there, Dylan Riley.
He would have run 100 metres, I reckon, for that one, wouldn't he?
And Liam Kenny, been good.
Yep.
I reckon he's been probably one of their better ones over the quarters. He's dangerous. He's had some good D-League games. He might have been one of best and fairest in the D-League at one stage. He's very, very good. Riley looks and goals. So they need that one, the Blues. That's his second. That's his second as Dylan Riley. Launceston's 7th. It's now a 21-point lead to North Launceston. Second quarter went over 35 minutes, so there could be still a lot to play in this quarter, and you wouldn't say they're out of it yet, the Blues.
No, look, and that, you talked, Macca, about those two Bombers goals before half-time being, could they be game changers? Well, could that be? I mean, didn't really have to push him in the back, downfield.
And it started also with that 50 metres given away by Ben Simpson.
Yeah.
So a couple of undisciplined acts there.
It was. They need to tidy that up. I mean, the game's on their terms at the moment. They certainly don't want to be throwing it away with silly things like that.
Alex Lee up against Harper. Interesting contest. Harper might have won that one. The back of the contest, it's Hines. Picks it up, kicks to centre wing. Cowley leads the race for the ball. Gets there first, tries to pick it up. A good pressure there from Bailey Mitchell, the number 37. I said had a good season last year, one of the young improvers, just goes about his business in that defensive area for the Northern Bombers. 21 points the margin. Next goal pretty vital in this game. Going to that last quarter as Sulzberger hits the contest. Gets tackled though by Kenny. And another ball up. City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5. We'll be at Windsor Park from 5 to 2 next Saturday. And I tell you what, there's high contact there. Harper on Lee. As Lee hits the deck. Takes his time to get up. He's been great today, Alex Lee. I know it's the Sanders medal after the game. Adam Sanders medal?
Yeah, my word.
Oh, turn you on there,
Yeah,
Maggot.
my word. Played at both clubs,
Yep.
Adam Sanders.
So he might be one of those that is in the running. As he kicks towards half forward, off the hands of Ives. Out of the mid-air there by Event, gains territory, which is a pretty good thing to do in these sort of conditions.
Coached Launceston too, I think, Adam, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. In fact, I think won premierships at both clubs.
Yeah.
Coach at Launceston, player coach at Launceston, and obviously player at North.
I imagine he's in a state. His son Riley is playing for the Sandringham Dragons. Would have played tomorrow. He'll play.
Quick snap here from
tonight.
Simpson towards Young. Keeps his feet. Can he get a snap on goal? He can. But it just goes through the behind area. So it's one behind for North Launceston. 11-4-70. They've been pretty accurate today.
Yeah. So his son Riley's playing Sandringham Dragons. They played at 5:30. I'll have a look at the score in a moment. And Ollie Sanders, his other elder son, is playing over in Adelaide this year at Norwood.
Yeah. Harper, good releasing handball to Polfram, and off they go now through Schoenmaker. That long left foot kicks it 55, 60 metres in. Here was Riley, nearly takes the mark. Who's got the spillage? Liam Jones is there. He crawls after it, knocks it out to Canny. Little handball, no one in particular. Good tackle laid there on Chug, and now it stacks on. We're about 25 out from the Blues goal. Emerging is Chug once again. Pumps it out of defence. Important ball to win this one. Atkins gets a little handball away. Now it ends up with Jaden Hines. They're starting to win the contested ball, the Blues. Inside 50. Deegan Madden dives on it. And we're going to get another ball up. But, that contested ball, so important in wet conditions, Rob. They're starting to win a bit of it, the Blues.
Yeah,
and getting those forward opportunities.
Getting a sniff. That's where that experience of their more senior players certainly showing the way for the younger guys.
Up it goes, Lee. That's a good tap to space. Finds Leaf Lang. Gets a kick under pressure. Lucks a fortune. But Hay gets it out of defence. Out of bounds. I don't think it'll be deliberate. No, it's a boundary throw in front of the interchange area.
Great kick for touch, isn't it? Going back to what you're saying before, if you were talking the old recruiting system, Tassie must be a recruiting zone for Norwood. There's some good Tassie boys playing there, isn't there?
Of course, led by former Tasmanian Jade Rawlings.
Yes.
That big connection there.
Won the premiership last year.
Boundary throw in. Harper doing a good job in the ruck in this quarter against Lee. He's got it now. Little swinging kick. Contact the ball there was Foley. He kicks off the ground with the right foot. Getting there is Jacob Kerr. Picks it up. Hasn't got a lot of options, so kicks to a bit of space nicely to find Hay, who's off and running. He takes it beautifully overhead. Hay now towards half forward. Pearce front position. Oh, there's going to be a clash there. Leary was there. But well done, Ryan Tyrrell. He gets a quick kick away and Harper marks in the centre of the ground.
Great effort. They need a goal here. Now the Blues off this forward effort. Madden goes up. Liam Jones got to be clean. Can't be out with that slippery ball. Hyatt was clean, but then he gave it away. North Launceston with that extreme pressure. Tyrrell follows up. Here's a kick in now. Madden up and under. Probably not the 15. The two North Launceston players spoil each other. O'Neill can't get enough boot on it. Pulverman lurks. He can't get. He looks for a free kick and he gets one. He's clever. He was too clever for his fellow veteran. Let's call them veterans. 200 gamer in Jack Avent. And just held on a little bit long, did Jack.
There's a player down. I don't know whether it's Cramp, Macca. It looks like it's Canny. He's worked hard today.
Yeah, just
He's
maybe
holding
a
his
little
knee, is he?
Yeah, a little knee. Just a knock, I think. We'll see whether he comes off. Only keep an eye on it. Just a knock. But, yeah, just couldn't get the ball out there. He gives to Harper, who runs to 50. Joby Harper. It comes back. It swings. It's a goal. He's kicked a miraculous goal from outside 50. It swung more than the Dave Moore medium pacer. And back it came. Joby Harper, what a goal.
It looked like Dave Moore had rubbed one side of the ball with Brooklyn.
Well, it started to go and back it came.
That was missing to left for all money halfway through its trajectory.
That's
and then
what they say about your medium pacers, Dave Moore.
Oh, look, that's brought the Blues right back into the game because they were out over 5 goals the margin, and now it's 16 points.
Well, co-captain to co-captain. A captain's goal, Rob Soward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joby's not known for his brilliant goal kicking, but he just got that one on the breeze and back it came and just got over the line. Declan Chugg tried.
Is this another critical moment here? Look at the time.
26 and a half.
Haven't got far to go.
Never kicked a banana here in a grand final, that big arm wrestle grand final against North Launceston a few years back.
Good goal.
Back to the centre. Game on now. Oh, here comes Jack Avent for his second goal of the day. Has he got the distance? Close. Touched on the line. Nearly got there.
Well done, Wiggins and Gillow there.
11-5-71, 8-6-54. So a big 4 minutes or 5 minutes going a half. That's a three-quarter time. Jaden hides to the wing. Knocked away. At the full, Bales swings it back inside 50. One-on-one contest. Leary nearly takes it. Jaden Hines did well. Shrugs off the tackle. And just thumps it out of defence to another one-on-one. This will be Hay versus Schoenmaker. Schoenmaker picks it up. Back in towards Tyrrell, who'll get there first. He's got Harper over the top. He delivers the handball now. Harper now to Palfreyman. Probably one of the best for Launceston, no doubt. He's got a teammate there in, I think it's McCormack, who kicks inside 50. Riley over the back marks. Dylan Riley. The cream is rising to the top at the moment here at UTAS Stadium. Paul Freeman, Harper, and now Riley.
Might swing back, Rob Soward.
We had the sold sticker on the farm, Macca.
Well, we did. After this goal, I'll get back to someone here in a moment once you call this one, Dave.
Riley to narrow the margin. Umpire works, but it's straight through. Another goal to Launceston. That's his third for Dylan Riley. 9-6-60, 11-5-71. And what's that, 4 on the trot now for Launceston?
Yeah, well, it was 4 the other way, wasn't it? And we've gone back again. 11 points. I was going to talk to you about Jake Hines. Like, he's 65 goal kicker last year. They're using him in the midfield. I don't know whether it's really where he wants to play. He struggles to get across the ground. I was about to say, do they swing him forward and move Riley up and get a bit more run? Riley kicks that goal, but geez, I tell you what, I'd rather Jake Hines inside 50 for this last quarter. If I was the coach of Launceston, I wouldn't like him if I was the coach of North. But then they need a bigger body around the footy, so it's a bit of Rob Peter to pay Paul. But let's see what they do with Jake Hines. Ball comes forward, clearance for North Launceston. It's good effort there. Sam Foley looks to have moved to one of the backline positions. Good experience. Here's Tyrrell. Finds Jake Hines. Oh, 1, 2, 3 bites of the cherry. So Jake Hines. How many possessions he had at half time, Dave? More Jake Hines.
Check that.
Finds Tyrrell. He's had a better quarter off half back.
Yeah, just 3 possessions to half time.
Yeah, that's what I mean, Foz. He's not going to be a pure running midfielder, especially on this ground. Maybe at Windsor Park later in the season, get around, but on this fast deck, he's just going to sit behind the footy here, Hines. That's probably a better spot for him as well. He flies really courageous in front of Wiggins. Gillow. He's got Jaden Hines on the backside, and he goes wide now over to Railway wing. He's got Schoenmaker. Oh, Hines tries to take him on. That's a big mistake. It's an excellent tackle for Dominic Hay. Well, Hines just had to get it over the top, and he tried to come back inside. Hay. Here's the eyes. 1, 2 bites of the cherry. That man Leary. He snaps on it. Ribbons. It's going to bounce on its end, and it's going to now be taken. Well, that was all ado about nothing. Josh Gillow takes it out through Campbell Atkins now.
Atkins kicks to the wing. Contested ball. Players overrunning it. Schoenmaker again. Leans back low. Kick. Lacks a fortune. Now here's Palfreyman. She's probably over 25 possessions now. Runs his full measure. Ooh, and gets it forward. Mark taking it half forward. Connell McCormack centres the ball here towards Riley again. Thumped away this time. At the forwards, Griffiths kicks straight away into the centre of the ground. It's going to come back though. Atkins, Schoenmaker, sorry. Can he pick it up? No, he can't. Players overrunning the ball. They're tired late in this quarter. The second quarter went 34 minutes. We're now 30 and a half holding the ball. Free kick Launceston.
Here it comes.
Against Oscar Mansell. Going to Palfreyman, he plays on. He gets to 45 for goal. Offline. That would have been a big goal right on 3/4 time.
Oscar Mansell just could not get up, Foz. He was cramping.
That's going to be a factor in the last quarter, isn't it?
Certainly is. All that pre-season work.
Yeah.
Hubbard with the ball. Plays on. What a classic contest we've got here, round 1 TSL. Hope you're enjoying it. Pushing the back.
Yeah, it's
going to come back to Tyrrell, is it?
No, it's against Sam Foley. Came third man up, Foz.
Thanks, Macca.
And just collected the player there in...
No, hold on. It's going to...
Oh, no.
No, it is Tyrrell.
Well, Sam Foley thought he gave it away because he was running back this way.
He's going to Tyrrell. Long left footer. Goal square. Riley cooked that one. He couldn't take the mark. Outstretched arms. Still a chance for the Blues. On the ground there is Lockie Mitchell. And how does the umpire see that? It's going to be a ball up. 31, nearly 32 minutes gone. Long quarters, there it is. 3/4 time. What an amazing quarter that was, with North Launceston getting to a 5-goal plus lead. And then Launceston coming back late in the quarter with 4 straight goals.
4 goals apiece, Foz, for the quarter.
Yeah, great quarter of footy, Rob Soward.
Yeah, it was. And there's a couple of things that have happened there. Launceston got back into the game without the use of Hines. You know, Macca said they pushed him into the middle but didn't get a lot through him. But the big one for me, when that back line started to look a bit vulnerable with those first Bomber goals, Ryan Tyrrell went back there and you could see he really solidified things.
Yeah, I tell you what though, I'm still starting Hines forward this quarter. Him and Riley forward. You've got to put blokes in the middle and you've got to try and get the ball and try it for 5 minutes or so. But I tell you what, he's going to be a lot more dangerous forward, Hines, if they can get the ball to him.
They win the game if they do that, I reckon. Speaking
of goal kickers, and an excellent quarter for North Launceston, Leary's got 3, Oscar Mansell's got 3, 2 to Theo Ives, singles to Nathan Pearce, Connor Young, Jack Avent, and Connor Young, did I mention him? Connor Young, I'll just say go again. For Launceston, it's 3 to Dylan Riley, and it's singles to Hines, that's Jake Hines, Harper, Gronewegan, Tina McCormack, Sam Cowley, and Deegan Madden.
Don't go anywhere on the radio or on the stream. It's going to be a classic last quarter here at UTAS Stadium with North Launceston 11-5-71, leading the Blues 9-7-61. Back in just a moment.
Play your cards right this winter with new LPG deals from Elgas. Whether you're moving in or you're settled in, make the switch online today. From LPG account credits, fixed pricing and carbon offset options, Elgas has got you covered. Don't lose out this winter. Visit the website, choose your new deal and sign up today. Go online, www.elgas.com.au. Elgas, local, safe and reliable.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
City Park Radio relies on its members, volunteers and local business to maintain the programs you enjoy. And you can support them and the wide variety of programs by making a donation to the station. It's so easy for you to donate. Just head to our website, cityparkradio.com, on your PC or smart device and click the donate button. Anything over $2 is tax deductible and you'll receive your receipt immediately by email. Donate now to City Park Radio.
The Launceston Players present Away, an Australian classic set in the summer of 1968. This is a story most people can relate to, with its themes of reconciliation and loss. It's funny, clever and yet very moving. Playing at the Earl Arts Centre from the 19th of April. Tickets available from the Princess Theatre box office. The Launceston Players, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
You're listening to Tasmanian State League football on City Park Radio.
Welcome back to UTAS Stadium. I'm Dave Moore with Matthew McGee, Rob Soward, Dave Gruber on stats and Tony Webb on the boundary. We'll hear from Tony in just a moment. Dave Gruber's stats to three-quarter time. Hit-outs, 53 North Launceston, 19 to Launceston. 15-8 the Bombers' way in that quarter. Clearances still fairly even over the day. 35 to the Bombers, 30 to Launceston. Inside 50s, the Bombers 42, Launceston 34. The Blues had the better of that stat in that quarter with 16 to 14. So a lot of entries in that quarter between the two teams. Marks inside 50, Launceston 6, North Launceston 4, and the free kicks exactly even, 21 apiece. Okay, boys, what are we looking for in the last quarter? Should be a fantastic one.
We were just talking then during the break. If I was Launceston, I would be putting Tina McCormack in the ruck. I'd use Harper just as an on-ball bull. Don't waste him as a ruckman. I'd move Hines and Riley forward and just give it 5-7 minutes, see how things go. And then, work your on-ballers through that. Polferman, Bailey Gillow, and a couple of the younger blokes as well. Tyrrell must play down back. I think you're right, Rob. I think he solidified them a bit back there and gave them that bit of run, but also a bit of some really good one-on-one contest, didn't he? But you just got to win the ball. Alex Lee is going to win those hit-outs, and we'll just see how we go. So Polferman's had 25, 7 for that quarter. Jaden Hines with 18, Joby Harper with 17. He had 11 that quarter after he didn't have any in the first. Liam Kenny with 16, good again. Gillow, Hyatt, Tyrrell, Foley, all around that 15, 13, 12 mark. And then, so look, Polferman is obviously going to get it. We're talking then before, in their golden years, Polferman plays more outside, more wing, run, whatever. Now he's got to come inboard a little bit, so it might take him a little bit to get used to that as well. But, so someone like Liam Jones needs to get his hands on it. The man we've been talking about, Jake Hines, he had 4 that quarter. He's only had 7 for the game. Little influence. So do you throw him forward? But as I said, they've got Tina McCormack there who played a bit of ruck last year, and he's actually been in the Devils squad as a backup ruckman. Big body. Let's see. I don't think it looks like Hines and Groenewegen and that are going to go in there again. But Harper's going to play as an on-baller. I think that's a good thing as well.
And the Launceston huddle is broken up with Scott Stevens, who's the standing coach today for the Blues. And Tony was listening to his address to the team.
Yeah, it's very impressive too, I might say. Look, he was very pleased, especially with the second half of that third quarter. I felt they really put it to North Launceston. He questions, I think, the fitness of North, actually. He says this is going to be a game of meterage. Just run hard at it. He wants the smalls to sort of be more at the drop of the ball and get it down to Riley as much as you can, because he said Riley's just looking like old now.
Yep. Well, look, we know that. Thanks, Tony. We know that Riley is a big game player, isn't he? He's the occasion,
big moments, big games,
moments, absolutely.
Big moments.
Saw him in the grand final here in the last quarter. Back in 2020, he really turned it on.
I noticed that quarter, Rob, they've moved Schoenmaker on that left foot onto a wing.
Yes.
If he can get some space, he can use that kick. He's probably been under a lot of pressure tonight, Ari. From what he's normally used to down back, because he normally tries to zone off and get a bit of space. So let's see what he can bring, something to look at. But they've loaded up Groenewegen, Hines, Polframan and Harper on ball, and Riley at full forward with Sam Cowley, and Bailey Gillow could be a bit exciting there as well.
They didn't hear us talking, Macca.
No, that's okay. Let's see. 10 points in at North Launceston by 10. It's Lee over the top of Groningen. There's Hines, left foot kick. Comes down in front of the Launceston half forward there in Tina McCormack. He gets the big body in and he burrows in. Does Tina McCormack, and it's going to be a ball up on centre wing, just Launceston side. So it's going to be really nail-biting. I think you boys were right. It's going to be fitness game one. Who's got the kilometres in the legs over the pre-season? Polframan, nice clearance. They need a mark here to Launceston, but it's Hubbard. He's done well down back, had a terrific second half. And it's going to be an inside 50, second ball up. The umpire lets it go. Kenny puts a tackle on. Ball comes out. Umpire says, I've got to have it now.
What do you think Brad Cox-Goodger would have said at three-quarter time, boys?
I think what he'd probably want, discipline would be something he'd mention, because they gave 2 goals away for silly stuff. But I certainly think he'd just want that desperation that really set them up.
Yeah, that in your face.
Yeah.
Go. Don't give them any clean possessions. Put them under pressure.
So on the wing now, tackle laid by Connor Young. It's shoveled out the back, kick off the ground. So the rain continues to fall. Should mention that. It's been raining pretty much the whole second half. Not heavily, but enough to make it slippery. Up on the wing now, Tyrrell up against Connor Young. So we've got a free kick now. The umpire's called that from behind play.
It's against Canny. Okay. He's getting a rub on the head. I reckon he's probably given away. He's plays on the edge, does Liam Kenny. Doesn't mind a bit of voice and a bit of just painfulness.
Oscar Mansell has been great today with the 3 goals.
He just got sucked in there, did Kenny.
Goes short to Connor Young. He's worked his way into this game nicely. Kicks towards full forward. Oh, second grab mark. Takes it. That's a strong mark by the big fella. Who's kicked a couple today, I think, Macca, if I'm right.
Yeah, my word, yeah. Yep. And to be honest, Brody Wiggins there, he just ran under the footy. He completely ran under it, and Ives, who wasn't in the best position, it just landed in his hands.
Okay, so Theo Ives.
I can see Rob Sowdy is starting to get jumpy because he's got to do the Max Walker role of giving the votes.
Votes, yeah, it's a hard game for votes.
He's starting to get a bit jumpy over here.
This will be a big goal if he converts on the left foot, Theo Ives. Umpire says it's 1 behind. So it's North Launceston 11-6-72, Launceston 9-7-61.
Hines gets good yards. That's Jake Hines. Took the kick out. Kicks it long to centre wing. Umpire sees a free kick. Shepherding against Groningen. And it's going to go to Alex Lee. Lee plays on quick. Sees someone he likes. Hines sets himself behind the footy, which I don't mind that role. At least he's having some influence now.
He is,
Gets lost in that midfield. He might as well just sit along there. Run forward when he can. And he's doing that now. Polframan looks in there. Decides not to go. Slow play. Brody Polframan. Now told to play on. Hit up. Lead. Here's Bailey Gillow. Bailey Gillow. He could be one of those players that jumps up and kicks a goal. He plays on. Looks for that left foot. Goes really wide. Groningen against Lee. Groningen punches it, but it only goes as far as Dominic Pitt on debut. He does well. He finds Pearce. Pearce, terrific second quarter he had. Turnover. Here's Avent. Clean. Jaden Hines takes him in the tackle. It's a bit of a rugby game at the moment. The umpire says, give it to me. So if you just joined us on the radio, City Park Radio, it's an 11-point lead. The game's gone to and fro all night. It's been a terrific first-round contest. 2 very even teams. Hines gets another clearance. He started the last quarter well. Step inside here now. Take it in the tackle. It's good to be holding the footy. It is. Good tackle. It's Tina McCormack. Inside 50. Looks for Riley. Jones spins. Riley could go over the top. Decides not to. Doesn't need to. Dylan Riley. He says to Sam Cowley, I will go myself because I am Dylan Riley and I kick goals for fun. And there's 4.
Yeah, and there was not just on the back of good play going in there and that great pressure just outside 50. There was Bombers' defence were caught at 6s and 7s there. a bit like a game of chess at this level, isn't it, Macca? You make one mistake and it all falls to pieces.
I like Tina McCormack's effort to get the ball back and pump it in. Liam Jones was clean and did well, and Riley just said, well, I'm going to kick another one. That's 4 for him.
We've had so many swings of momentum in this game. Just as you think one team's getting on top, the other one fights back. So it's going to go down to the wire. I hope you're enjoying it here on City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5. Harper working hard. How does the umpire see that? It's going to go to Harper. Hines tries to play on, but it's going to come back to Joby Harper.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know whether Jake Hines got a bit of a razz at three-quarter time, but he's lifted. He's probably had 4 or 5 touches this quarter already. He only had 7 till three-quarter time.
Harper on pressure to Riley, who doesn't take it on the second grab. But that front position, he's looking dangerous. Declan Chugg's in there working hard. Little handball comes out. Bailey Gillow snaps to put the Blues in front, and he does so. Bailey Gillow.
I called it.
Put the Blues up by 1 point. 11-7-73, 11-6-72, and they've kicked the last 6.
Not the result, but what did I say about Bailey Gillow? He can kick those. He gives them a spark up forward. As the rock show goes, Dave Moore, can you turn the music down?
Well,
goodness gracious me, Max Walker's sitting in his caravan at Bruny Island and he can't hear us because of the music. He said, turn it down, Fozzle.
I'm already announcing an early announcement here. I've got the DJ in the votes.
11-7-73 Launceston. They've hit the lead, 11-6-72. And this game goes another swing.
They've come from a far way back, haven't they? Really look gone.
Gronewegan against Lee. It's a hack kick forward out of the air by Nathan Pearce. Mansell turns his opponent inside. Hit up, take a mark. Brandon Leary can't do so. Ives, he says, get out of my way. I'm going to give it back to Leary. Leary snaps, can't get enough on it. They've got the final defender there, but he fumbles it. Theo Bales, is it? Bales or Ives? Bales! Harry Bales kicks the goal. What a quick response. And the left footer.
I tell you what, aren't they getting their value tonight, the spectators? And obviously just terrific football.
No, it's not. It's, sorry, I'm going to give it, it wasn't Bales, it was Harvey Griffiths.
Harvey Griffiths.
In the blue boots. So sorry there, Harvey Griffiths. Just rewind, Ben Donaldson. We'll do a voiceover. It was Harvey Griffiths on the left foot. And he's gone forward as Harvey Griffiths. And he's kicked a terrific goal for North Launceston, who now lead again by 5 points. Dave Moore.
Oh, look, it's a fantastic contest. It could even be a draw here. It could be a Richmond-Carlton type situation.
Look out.
Round 1. I've called it. As Lee wins the tap out again towards Simpson. He's laid upon there by Gronewegan. Does emerge. Play allowed to go on. Pearce kicks towards half forward. Tyrrell probably dropped a mark he should have taken. Hovering there is Griffiths once again. Little kick forward onto the wing. Front position Lee. Gronewegan thumps it to behind. And then players tackled to a standstill right in the centre of the ground. Wow, 12-6-78, 11-7-73. Great snap from Harvey Griffiths. Now Simpson has worked hard all night. Jackie Avin in the middle there. Now Sulzberger overruns it. They get it out. Paul Freeman tries to fashion a kick. Handball over the top. Harper, short distance. Chance now, Bailey Gillow. Handball forward. Spinning out there is O'Neill. Couldn't get a quality handball away. Well done, Dominic Hay. He coughs it up now. Isaac Hyatt swings to the goal square. Riley thumped away. Well done there by the defender there for North Launceston. But straight to the Blues. Riley snaps and misses. Might be lucky to score. It just sneaks in for a behind. 11-8-74. 12-6-78 is a score. We've been playing 8.5 minutes.
Hubbard takes yards as you can do now. Here's Bales. Half back. He'll be happy that I caught him kicking a great goal. It wasn't him. Goes sideways. Bailey Mitchell. Bailey Mitchell swings and goes short now. Everyone thought he was going to go long. He goes short and finds Pearce. He's had some important moments. Matched up on Harper. 2 big rigs. He's going to go short now, back to Bailey Mitchell. So this might be a little slow play here at the moment.
Tempo footy.
Yeah, they've gone fast. Now they're just trying to take a couple of yards out. Bailey Mitchell goes down the line. It's a good mark from Gronewegan through the hands of Lee. He's either looking for a free kick or thought it hit his fingers. So Gronewegan. It's an up and under kick. Gillow! Couple of good moments. We know he can do it. He swings on the left. Riley sets. Goes to take the chest mark. It's exciting when he goes near it. But all he does here is taps this one to Hubbard. And this goes out of bounds in front of Mitchell. Well, Bailey Gillow provides the spark.
You called it earlier, Macca, didn't you?
He can do it. We saw it. He was one of the most improved players in the comp last year, Bailey Gillow. He looks to put on a bit of size. He had a good year in the Devils the year before last. He played forward, started to move in the midfield later in the year last year. And he's really clean and really skillful and exciting. Avant, the 200 gamer. We mentioned him a lot tonight, but he deserves it. Leary, unaccustomed at half-back. Wiggins, couple of fumbles. The first gamer. Here's another one in Atkins. And it goes out of bounds. Kai Lunson comes on, another first gamer. They are young down back, aren't they? Yeah. He goes on to Connie Young. Gee whiz. They're putting a lot of faith in Wiggins, in Lunson. Tyrrell's back there with them, and Atkins. I know they played their first game, those lads. Here's Gillow again. Left foot, inside 50. Riley on the chest. Well, he's taken that at his bootlaces. I reckon Chug snuck a couple here. I reckon the umpire, no, he's going to get away with it. He looks to go inboard, and he does. He finds Jaden Hines. So Jaden Hines, you'll have to kick from 50.
I don't know if they got a lot out of that, really.
No, towards the city end.
Riley's by himself as well.
Who's that over the back here screaming for the football? Oh, that was Tyrrell down from half back. Wanted the ball given to him. He had a lot of space. Jaden Hines breaks the 50. Does the juice, they call him. And he kicks it. Well, they knew what they were doing, Rob Soward. They kicked it to the good kicker in Jaden Hines, normally in the back pocket. And he kicks another one as we go to the B-side of the rock and roll hits at UTAS Stadium.
We're not just calling the footy, we're dropping beats for you here as well. But, no, look, that was terrific play. It's just, in all seriousness, if anyone could say hand over heart with any conviction who's going to win this, they're having a lend of you. It's just anybody's game at the moment. And, fitness is going to be the factor. The rain stopped too, which is terrific. Oh. So we're in for another 15 minutes of terrific footy.
Geez, Bailey Gillow's out of 5 minutes.
He has.
Back in the middle. Theo Ives having a run in the ruck, giving Lee a bit of a chop out. Great work there. Pearce also on the ball. He kicks inside 50. One-on-one contest, thumped away. Chance here for Leary. Picks it up, shrugs a tackle. Centres the ball. And that's a lovely mark. That's Jack Ahern, the number 41. Who has been playing down back a fair bit tonight. Now he's going to be delivering from just outside 50. It'll take a fair kick from here, but he's going back confidently. It's one to put the Bombers back in front.
Brandon Leary good there to keep his feet. Josh Gillow did all he could do to spoil, and Leary just got the second touch.
Ahern keeps it low. Gee, that's a good kick. That's going to carry. That's a goal. Great goal. Jack Ahern. And the young Bombers get round him. And now they're back in front. As Rob said, it's anybody's guess who wins this game, but we're getting a great contest here at UTAS Stadium. And, great work from Leary. Set up Ahern. And what a good kick for goalmaker.
Yeah, look, he's sort of that in-between size, Ahern. His old man Adam was a big lad, played some seasons here at North Launceston, the boy from Devonport. And Jack Ahern, as Foz said, he's played down back, but that's a good kick. And Groenewegen tried to claim it, but he didn't argue too much when it was named a goal. I think he tried to sneak one there to Groenewegen.
Thanks to our sponsor, Elgas, for all your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Matthew McGee.
So Groenewegen, he goes up against Theo Ives on that occasion. I reckon Alex Lee might be having his first rest for the night from the centre ball up. And it's going to come Pulfreman's way. He chases his own ball. Does Brodie Pulfreman. Little chip and go. He hits hard then too. Foley off the ground. Mitchell sees it over the line. They appeal for insufficient intent, I think it's called now, Rob, rather than deliberate.
Yeah, I think, they've kicked that goal and they've given Alex Lee a rest. I reckon they want him for the last 5 or 7 minutes of this game.
So Groenewegen takes his rest now. Cowley comes on. I was thinking, boys, geez, 25 goals tonight. I think that's what's made it exciting. We've seen some pretty dour TSL contests, even in these conditions, but both teams have been all-out attack. Here's Josh Gillow. Geez, he does that well, Josh Gillow. He was the number one spoiler in the league last year in the Devils, in the NAB League.
Wow.
He won one of the Devils. He won the Devils big team award last year.
Yep.
As his defensive role. Gillow! 1-2, bites of the cherry. He goes again from his brother Josh. Well, he's put a highlights reel in the last 10 minutes as Bailey Gillow. Kerr gets it away from the dangerous one in Riley. It's slippery. Jones pounces on it. Gillow's right there again, Bailey Gillow. Harper picks it up, tackled. I reckon they'll take this stoppage, Launceston.
Gee, good tackle there, Harvey Griffiths.
Well, Bailey Gillow. Again.
Yeah.
No, so Josh, he won their big award last year. Not their best defence, but their team award.
Yep.
Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant season just as a lockdown defender. It's a tough job to do, especially when you're playing on the likes of Harry Sheasel.
Yes.
What a start to his career he's had. He's inside 50, eyes, palms it to Leary. The dangerous Leary, which way will it bounce? They chase it, Leary, going to be a behind.
He had more time
It's
than he
out to
thought,
5
didn't
points.
he? Had more time than he thought.
A couple of times tonight he's kicked off balance. Like you'd like to see him just steady and go because he can't get enough on the kick.
No.
He's just sort of kicking off that back foot rather than the front foot.
He knows that too. Yeah, you could see him just whacking his hand. He knows he had a little bit more time, and exactly like you said, Macca, off balance.
Well, Dave Moore.
Yep. Yeah, it's what have we got? 16 minutes gone. 13-7-85 North Launceston. Launceston 12-8-80. Hope you're enjoying the action here on the TSL live stream and City Park Radio. Lunson's got the ball. He's caught with it. Took a while to get rid of it. Griffiths with strength. He's had a good last quarter. Now Gillow, speaking of good last quarters, he escapes from the contest. Kick to the centre now to Schoonmaker. Bullet-like pass. He's got an outlet kick now over on the far side.
Foley.
Here they go now with Sam Foley. Little chip kick to Isaac Hyde, who takes it 70 out. He pauses, he kicks, and finds, I think that's Conor McCormack there on attacking 50. They trail by 5 points. They're deep in attack. Probably another 10, no, more than that, 15 minutes to go in this game, I'd say, based on the other quarters. Conor McCormack sets it up in the square. Riley's there, thumped away. Who's got the better balance and recovery? Well done there. Knocked through for North Launceston by Blade Sulzberger. They concede a behind. They lead now by 4 points. 12-9-81. Launceston, I beg your pardon, North Launceston 13-7-85. 4 points the margin.
I reckon total possessions this quarter, Launceston are killing it, I reckon.
Yes.
Just North are still trying to do it, but they're doing it tough now.
They are.
They're doing it really hard. They're just trying to get some yards. Here's Avent. He doesn't do it too tough in his 200 games. He's just brilliant. Of course, he is tough, but I meant that it just makes it look easy.
Yes, he does.
Here's Foley, good mark, goes to Hines, the goal kicker in Jaden Hines. On Bales, they go short. Lunson, he'll turn and go. He's got Schoenmaker inside, he tries to go down the line. Here's Tiernan McCormack as a target. He was on his own. Here's Jake Hines. Oh! That could have been a stepping little banana, but he couldn't get there.
The Northern Bombers' defence have got to get better organised. They just look at 6s and 7s, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, pressure's on. 4 points. 18 minutes gone. Boundary throw in. Harper and Lee. Lee's had his spell. Harper. Bodies lead. Falls in his hands. Does Harper. Can't get the kick. Lee does really well. He goes over to Mitchell.
Bailey Mitchell kicks to the centre of the ground. It's all Launceston there. Mark taken by Lunson. Kai Lunson goes straight away here towards Hines. Getting there is Leary. Hines plays on. Finds Cowley. 70 out. Front edge of the centre square. He's got a runner to his left. He's going to go long though. It's Cowley. That's the instruction. Riley's there. Can't take the mark. On the follow-up is Declan Chugg. He's tackled. Gets the ball out. Good work, Declan Chugg. All players falling on top of each other there. No free kick. And North Launceston want some sort of free kick, a deliberate.
Insufficient intent against.
Yeah.
Well, it's on the boundary umpire, so unless it's come off a toe.
Yeah.
Oh.
What they're discussing here.
Boundary umpire signalled out on the full. I can't see how it could have been that.
No.
So we're going to throw it in.
Yeah, good decision.
15 metres around from the Launceston goal. They trail by 4 points. 19 and a quarter minutes gone. Exciting stuff here at UTAS Stadium. Front position, Hines gets it to Palfreyman. Swings to the goal square to Riley. Takes it on his chest.
It happens.
And Paul Freeman just got that quick kick forward. He had the front position against Kerr. And now Hines says something to Kerr. A little bit of afters there. But right in front, Riley. This to put Launceston back in front with about 10 minutes to play.
It happens too many times for it to be lucky, doesn't it?
Dylan Riley to put the Blues in front. He does it. Another goal to Riley. That's 5 tonight. And 13-9-87 the Blues. The Bombers 14-7-91. Sorry, I think they put that on Launceston's score there.
Yeah. I have.
So let's do that again.
As he gets older, he's still got that first 2-3 steps that is super fast. As an under-18 player, he played like half-back wing in the Tassie Mariners back then. I remember seeing him play, and he was so fast. His kick was ordinary, but he was so fast. Then he just went forward that year and kicked bags.
He had a very strong background, very successful athlete.
Yeah.
And, but that's just smart. And as I said, their defence just looks disorganised when it comes in. There's a bit of panic, and why not when you've got a bloke like that?
Well, that's all that is. 3 steps. Bang, bang, ball ends up on his chest because he's so fast off the mark.
Yeah.
Simpson at the bottom of the pack. Launceston hit the lead again by 2 points. Nearly 21 minutes gone. Thank you to watching us tonight on this Good Friday game, the TSL opener. We've had some great viewership tonight, and thank you to everyone on the radio as well. Here's Hyatt. He turns, he goes, he'll look to go to the left. He's going to get caught. He gets a kick away. Here's Tiernan McCormack. Had some good contests in the last quarter as Tiernan. The ball goes out of bounds in front of Connor Leaflang, and they're going to throw it in. Yeah, I really like that structure of Tiernan McCormack. He hasn't taken many marks, but he's provided a contest and given them a second look at the ball inside 50.
No, he's done his job, that's for sure.
Isaac Hyatt comes off a little bit sore after that tackle. He just got rid of it. Looked to come back on the left. Jack O'Neill comes back on the ground. Boundary throw in. Lee up against McCormack. Tiernan. Oh, good attack on the footy there. Just coming off the bench was Jack O'Neill. Great to see from the first gamer. That'll please the coaching panel. Oh, it's clever. It's clever. It's Pulverman. It's a banana. It's a banana. Well, it was fortunate goal. It's just spat out from Jake Hines. And the fortunate one was Brodie Pulverman. And it's just that game of highlights, Dave Moore.
Well, we've seen some great goals, great marks. We've seen so many lead changes, and we still might see another one. There's still plenty of time to go. 14-9-93 Launceston, North Launceston 13-7-85. Entertaining footy here in the TSL tonight at UTAS Stadium. Great advertisement for the Tassie game here. And Rob Soward, they need the next one. It goes without saying. Pretty obvious, the Northern Bombers.
They do. It was goal for goal. It's been goal for goal until that sequence of Launceston 2 in a row. But
Jake Hines won that contest, Rob, and actually saw Pulverman, and he threw it on the boot straight out to him.
Yep.
He actually deliberately, I thought it was hands, but it was foot, and Pulverman finished off.
Back in the middle. Here they go. Simpson worked hard tonight. Gets tackled. Might have been high. Umpire says no. Macca says thought it was high.
It was accidental, but...
it was there, I thought.
There.
I was with you. They need the next one, though, the Bombers. They really do.
Well, the other quarters, the last couple of quarters have gone 34 and 32 minutes respectively. And we know they kicked 2 goals in a minute at the end of the first half. So still a chance for the Bombers, but they wouldn't want to concede the next one, that's for sure. As Hines, with strength, kicks it inside 50. Over the back, Riley. Can he get there? He can. No, he can't quite kick it off the ground. Well done to the Bombers' defence. It's gone through for a rush behind. They responded well to the pressure there. Jacob Kerr. There's another behind.
What did they say at 3? Like Dylan Riley has just turned back. What did they say? Dylan Riley looks like old or something. I don't know what they said.
Dylan Riley, they'll turn back the clock.
Oh, my goodness. That turn just then.
Long kick out of defence. Off the ground, Simpson. Little fumble there. Shonemaker kicks high. That might drift out of bounds on the full. It's going to be close. Kerr got there and just touched it a millimetre inside the boundary line. It's where Launceston want the ball to be at the moment with 24 minutes gone.
Yeah, it just didn't sit for him, did it?
No, I was watching the replay.
9 points is the margin. The Bombers need a quick clearance out of here. Bit of a shallow throw in. Lee wins the tap towards the boundary line. Taken by Hines. Centering ball, Chug. Nice ball down on Chug. Did well. Get some distance as well. Shonemaker tackled. Spinning out was Griffiths. Still Launceston now with a chance. With Paul Freeman. He might have been tackled without it. Yes, the umpire saw it.
The Blues
right on the 50.
Blues have just been lifting around the clearance, haven't they? They've just been breaking tackles and getting their hands on it at key times.
Watch here, Harper's lurking again here.
12
Schoenmaker's lurking.
Schoenmaker from 60 launches towards goal. Is going to fall in the square. Riley can't quite take the mark. Still in play. Taken by O'Neill. Seen out of play. In fact, that was Conor McCormack there. No, I got it right the first time. It was O'Neill. 13 inside 50 to 6 this quarter the Blues' way.
North Launceston have to be better there. Like Schoenmaker went, Harper could have gone. They've just got to go man on man, really.
Thumped by Gronewagen to the danger area. Sharg now, Riley snaps for number 6. Not this time. And probably a good result for North Launceston there because they get a chance to clear this defensive area. 10 points the margin. 14-11. Plays 13-7.
How many behinds did he have at three-quarter time? Like he had 3 or 4 goals, but he must have had a few shots at goal, Dylan Riley. Free kick here inside 50. The non-officiating umpire's seen something. It's going to be a free kick to Leaf Lang. So Leaf Lang. It's 10 points the margin. They need 2 goals to the Northern Bombers. Zahern. Oh, he scooped it up to Kerr. Gives it on the outside. A little bit fumbly here at the moment, North Launceston. That's Dominic Hay. He's gone now. Ball comes back the other way and Mitchell's going to take the mark. He does not do that because he fumbles off his chest. Now he barrels it inside 50. Pearce is there. Here's Bales this time. Taken in the tackle. Umpire says play on. Polframan again's lifted.
All right.
Free kick.
Boy, they better watch that. Don't give it away the other way there.
Say Theo Ives has given...
just need to watch it because it's a goal-scoring opportunity to Pearce.
There.
Given Sam Foley a little, I'm going to do your hair for you in that ponytail. And it's going to be a free kick to Nathan Pearce.
He's got to kick it.
Yeah, he does.
He has got a long kick on him, as Nathan Pearce.
26 and a half minutes gone. Nearly 27 now. Pearce looks to go left. It comes back again. It's down the line. He kicks it. Similar to the one of Joby Harper's. It looked to be missing left and it's hit the wind and it comes back a little bit to the right. And Nathan Pearce does what he needed to do and kicks a goal. That's his second.
Oh, wow. What a game this is, boys.
And Shannon Knoll says, what about me?
It's just amazing. Look, for mine, it's just a game of inches, isn't it, at the moment? It's just swings and roundabouts. Do you get the feeling there's going to be a bit more time in this? So it might not be next score wins, but throw a blanket over them.
Massive centre clearance coming up here, there's no doubt about it.
You call it, Skipper.
Umpire Tom McEntee throws it up in the centre of UTAS Stadium. Lee wins the tap, gets it towards Avent, and his 200th. He do work a bit of a miracle here to get the Bombers over the line. It's kicked towards the half forward for the Blues.
Yeah, time.
Can they move it quickly? Short kick finds Lee. That was from Sulzberger. Lee kicks towards half forward, deep into attack. Lovely kick, Alex Lee. Off hands. Griffiths chase it. He can't quite pick it up. I think that might be Chug there, is it, who's drifted forward?
Jackie Avent.
Jackie Avent, thanks, Macca. They're a long way away in the gloom here.
This is a Leary moment here in a minute, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Leary moment.
A Leary moment.
Riley moments at one
Riley
end.
and Leary. We kind of footy to see these sort of players. What are we now? 28 and a quarter minutes. Almost 900 viewers on the stream. Thanks for watching. Coming through was that man Leary. Can there be a quick kick forward here for the Bombers? Pearce has got it again.
Didn't have it.
Played for the kick. Griffiths now comes over towards Hines. It's a long way away over there in the railway wing in front of the scoreboard. Half forward for North Launceston. 28, nearly 29 minutes gone. They trail by 4 points. We had a thriller after the siren here last year. North Launceston and the Tigers.
Well, that was controversial.
Yeah, it was. Here we go. Gronewagen gets it down. Was that tackle fair one? It was, the umpire says. So they're just keeping it in that forward 50. It just takes that one quick kick forward. Let's see what can happen here. A lot of players around the contest. Out the back, Simpson tries to get out of the tackle there of his Blues opponent. That was Tina McCormack out of bounds again. So it's right on that 50. It's been there now for over a minute. Time ticking down. 29 and a half minutes gone. What a finish we got here at UTAS Stadium. In it comes. Lee thumps it forward. That's an important kick from Palfreyman to space. Comes over the back. Kick forward though by the bowler. Nearly a mark. Couldn't quite take it there. I think that was Pearce. Spinning out there is Isaac Newitt. He got rid of it. Illegally said the umpire. And that could be crucial. There's a crowd are up and about here at UTAS Stadium.
Connor McCormack swings it over to Ari Shellmaker, the youngsters combine. The first gamers. Well, Nathan Pearce, it bounced off that big barrel chest. That's what Fozzie Moore was looking for. The final goal. Good contest again from Tina McCormack.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, it's a terrific bounce for Jackie Avett, the 200 gamer. Not a great kick. It's going to go down. Tyrrell can't take it. Jake Hines goes back to steady the ship. Here's Ahern. He's already kicked one in the last. Theo Ives is there. North Launceston looking for a free kick. And it goes out of bounds.
Jackie Avent just threw himself. Threw himself at Tyrrell's boot then to keep the ball inside that 450.
It's what we know him for. But he's trying to lift. 4 points the difference.
30 and a half gone.
30 and a half gone. Can't be long left, Dave Moore.
How good would it be if he kicked the winner?
Boundary throw in. Scoreboard fully lit. Lee, Gronewegan. Lee palms it down. Avent went through. Could have been a miracle. Could have been a fairy tale if he'd taken it. But he didn't. And Lee sits on it. You go, Dave Moore, because I know you're looking for that final goal.
Oh, look, 31 minutes gone.
11 years at the helm.
Here we go.
You've only missed one.
Lee out towards Simpson. Oh, was that a high tackle? Ooh. On Griffiths. Play on. Leary. Couldn't quite pick it up. And there it is. It's all over. Great contest. And both teams can really be proud of their efforts here at UTAS Stadium in this round one clash. Launceston, in the end, win the arm wrestle by 4 points, 14-11-95. North Launceston, 14-7-91. And fantastic effort by both teams as they shake hands. There's been a couple of blues during the game, but I think all was forgiven. And we see the great sportsmanship there from the North and the Launceston players.
What a game.
Catch our breath there. 31 minutes and 12 seconds. That last quarter, Macca, if you've got the goal kickers there, let's do those.
Well, it was a 5-goal last quarter to Launceston, and there was some terrific goals amongst it. So we'll go, we'll switch to the other side of the page because we'll go the winners first. Dylan Riley led all comers with 5, and what exciting goals they were. And then it went down to Jaden Hines, Tina McCormack, Joe Gronewegan, Joby Harper, Bailey Gillow, Jake Hines, Sam Cowley, Brodie Polferman and Deegan Madden for their 14. North Launceston kicked the same amount of goals, just not as many points. It was 3 to Leary, 3 to Oscar Mansell, 2 to Nathan Pearce, 2 to Theo Ives, 1 to Jack Avent, 1 to Harvey Griffiths and 1 to Jack Ahern in an excellent game of TSL footy.
14-11-95 Launceston to North Launceston 14-7-91. Rob, gee, there's a lot of players that contributed to that game. We talked about those 2 forward efforts of Leary and Riley, and Oscar Mansell too for North Launceston was terrific. But yeah, what a contest. We'll get your thoughts on the game. I'll cut across if Tony manages to get somebody. He's hovering around there. In fact, he might be just getting towards somebody now. I think he's got Brodie Polferman as one of the best players on the ground. Tony, down to you and Brodie Polferman.
Thanks very much for joining us, Brodie. Pretty good game, that.
Yeah, it was. It was. It would have been good viewing for the crowd, I reckon. She was goal for goal there at the end, but bloody proud of the boys. Really good job.
Yeah, and it's a pretty fair crowd here to watch it, and there's about 900 watching the live streaming.
Yeah, it was a really good atmosphere, especially in that last quarter. A little bit of rain sort of brought back some memories from our last game here, so it was really good to play in.
And you kicked a fairly nice goal there, the banana. The little kick out from Jake Hines, I think it was too. You did the big banana, and that put you in front, I think. Yeah,
I think I've done nothing like that in my career, so it was nice to hit the scoreboard. But as I said before, bloody proud of these young boys. Our list has changed a little bit, but yeah, extremely proud.
A little bit. I think it was 14 different from the grand final. But you're the co-captain now, and as you say, it's a young team that you've got here.
Yeah, stepping up the co-captain with Job, so it's good to have someone like Joby who's captained our last three flags. So learning off him, and yeah, really looking forward to the year ahead.
Great. Well, thanks very much for talking to us, and good luck for the next week.
Thanks, Tony, and thanks to Brodie. And I think we might be gathering now for the presentation.
There'll be a medal, the Adam Sanders medal. Of course, these two teams today, right from the start, from the under-17 girls right through now, they've been playing for the Phil Edwards Cup. a man that we had a lot to do with in the media. He was down at the press conferences and through that. And, look, in memory of Phil Edwards, North Launceston won the Phil Edwards Cup 53-41 with the accumulation of the goals. And, now we're going to look for the Adam Sanders medal.
Might be able to pick it up very well through the effects, Mike, but see how we go. Okay, Bailey Gillow, well-deserved winner there of the Adam Sanders medal. Your thoughts, boys?
If you're going to play well, you might as well play well in the last quarter. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, well,
no, he was good. He started well and finished well. And it's great to see a young fellow like Bailey Gillow win the Adam Sanders medal.
They certainly put the pressure on you. They certainly put the pressure on you when you're about to do the votes, don't they?
They do. And they're now going to present the Phil Edwards Cup, which will go to North Launceston.
Yep.
So, boys, a terrific game. Like, first up, if that's the quality we're going to get, and the fact they've kicked 28 goals between them. Like, I look back through my book here, and some nights we've had 5 or 6 or 10. That's the max. And especially in those conditions, but it was really good. Jack Avent just getting a special presentation now of the Phil Edwards Cup. Of course, his 200th. He did all he could do.
Saying a few words, I said it's a bit hard to pick up over the PA, but
he
did a great job. And just go through groups of stats over the day. Hit-outs, Alex Lee. I mean, we're just expecting to be dominant, don't we? But once again, he was fantastic in the ruck, wasn't he?
Look, and he did. I think he had one break all day. He went forward. Gronewegan had a go at him. Harper had a crack. Tina McCormack might have had a little crack. But, look, and took a few marks around the ground
absolutely,
too.
Yeah,
Alex Lee. And those big pumping kicks forward were pretty good. But
69 hit-outs today to 28. Clearances pretty even. 44 to North Launceston, 41 to Launceston. Inside 50s. The Bombers won that over the day, although in the last quarter the Blues got on top. Having said that, North Launceston had a fair bit of inside 50 ball in that last 3 or 4 minutes.
There wasn't much in it, was there? You know, every time Launceston kicked a goal, North Launceston actually got the centre clearance and pumped it back in. The boys are going to line up here for Jack Avent, both teams.
Ben can get this as the boys are lining up.
You're going to do a guard of honour.
One of the best
Jack
parts
Avent.
of footy this is.
Yeah, 200 games. We heard from Zane Littlejohn at half-time. And Alex Lee is going to help lift him off there. Connor Leaflang.
Fantastic. 5-time premiership player. Ornament to the game. Credit to North Launceston. Jack Avent.
And didn't he try his hardest in that last quarter? He was in the centre, he was out on the wing, he was forward, he threw himself in. And that ball bounced off Nathan Pearce's chest.
Yes.
You know, that's how close this game was. It was literally a bounce off the chest. But look, full credit to Launceston. You know, they're going to have 8 debutants in the circle tonight. 8 debutants. Now, some of them were better than others and some were a bit overawed maybe, but it was a tough night down back.
It was.
For a lot of those young kids. But
and they got themselves over 5 goals down there in that third quarter.
Oh, geez, I think I nearly called it, didn't I? And then they just kept coming back and...
You put the sign up. I mean, you did go for Launceston
my
early.
word. My word.
I think both sides could take something out of that game. It's not often you say that in a game of footy, but I think North would be pretty buoyant about their seniors and Macca.
I'll tell you what, the man that's limping out there, and I watched him really closely in that last half, was Ryan Tyrrell. Geez, he did some running off half-back. Every time they got the ball on that forward line or half forward line or in the centre, he was running. He was trying to receive the ball, and you can tell why he's limping now. One of the veterans of their team is Ryan Tyrrell. Geez, there were some good goals. How many good goals was there?
And a couple of injury worries for the Bombers out of that game. Fletcher Bennett, we suspect concussion. He copped a heavy knock. And I know Connor Young also came off in the last quarter with some sort of leg injury.
Well, he had that ankle, I think early on in the game he had that ankle. But, look, just a really good game of footy. And we knew it was going to be close. Like, we couldn't tell. I tossed and turned all week. Who's going to win this? Who's going to win this? Bradley Cox-Goodger went out, and that was really solidified it for me. But, it was... 14 goals apiece.
Yeah, they really, just coming back to what you said about Tyrrell, he really steadied the ship when they looked like they were going to blow the game apart. Very quickly touch on some best players in the game.
3-2-1 best players.
It's really, really hard. Like, any one of a number of players, but I'll go through the Bombers first. I thought Alex Lee was absolutely fantastic. Jack Avent, we've mentioned, he was terrific and left nothing to spare trying to get them over the line. Brandon Leary and Oscar Mansell, I think they got something really exciting out of those two small forwards.
Especially early.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing too with the Bombers, there were a lot of players that were in and out of the game that did some great things. We talked about Theo Ives doing some good things. We talked about Harry Bales, Nathan Pearce at different times, Ben Simpson. So they'll be better for the run. For the Blues and the winners, Brody Palfreyman, was terrific and kicked that fantastic goal. Dylan Riley didn't do a lot early, but gee whiz, cream came to the top and ended up with 5. Could have had some more. Joby Harper, as always, fantastic. Bailey Gillow, terrific. And Sam Foley, I'm just mentioning him because he did some great things. 3, 2 and 1. Again, Maxie Walker, I know, will be sitting glued to the radio.
Bruny Island.
I'll tell you what, if it's been raining down south on Bruny Island, Michelle have had enough of him and want him to go to bed.
I'm going to start with one vote, and I've given that to Jack Avent. I thought he was absolutely fantastic in his 200th. Did everything he could to get the Bombers over the line. This could have been different had they have won. I gave 2 votes to Alex Lee, best big man on the ground, dominated the hit-outs, just gave them first use, but did a lot of good stuff around the ground as well. And for the winners, kicked that great goal, had a heap of the footy and would have been the highest possession winner on the ground, Brody Palfreyman. And you made the point, Macca, during the game. He's been more of an outside winger, run through, get his hands on it. Now he's in there getting his hands dirty at the coalface. He did it really well tonight, and that goal at the end was the difference between the two sides. So 3 votes Brody Palfreyman, 2 votes Alex Lee, 1 vote Jack Avent.
2 to North Lonnie and no medalist.
No.
Goodness gracious me, this will be controversial all week. A bit like the Adelaide Derby last week, the showdown. No, look, well done, Rob. Good work, Fossil, the start of your 11th season.
Yep, it was a good call tonight, boys. Thanks for joining us here on City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5, and on the live stream. Thanks, Matthew.
Yeah, good luck. North Launceston go south next week, play Kingborough, and you guys are doing North Hobart and Launceston out at Windsor Park.
Thanks, Rob.
Look forward to seeing you there, guys. Thank you.
Thanks to Dave Gruber on the stats. Thanks to Tony Webb, great to work on the boundary, and thanks to Ben Donaldson, our cameraman. Thanks to Chris Ball, who's been at the studio for a lot today, a lot of times. So thanks to Chris for getting us to air on City Park Radio. That's all from us here. Final score, it was Launceston 14-11-95, defeated North Launceston 14-7-91. Bye for now.
This sports broadcast is brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. Elgas, call 13 11 61, a sponsor of City Park Radio.